Marathon Community Track.
I think she's been on some of the 4x4 relays, maybe indoors this year.
Yeah, there's certainly a couple down here, but
she looks like she'll be making a few more there now with that run.
And you'll have to go and have a conversation with her about maybe trip over the 2-lap tango for the UCD distance coach here. Yeah, a woman of many hats. So into this next race here is the women's B 400 meters. So quite a daunting looking timetable in terms of the amount of races that you have when we were looking at it earlier, but we're actually flying through it here. There's plenty of great races, and we've got another one coming up here now with this women's B 400 meters. Emer Brennan from Clonmel AC, Aisling Stratford from Ratoath, Lauren Abbott from Elgin AAC, Cara Murphy from UCD. Where you're now working. I think we need to mention this every single time. You're trying to get some credit here. Do you get paid every time it's mentioned? Sinead Tracy from Crawwell, Roisin Murray from Bray Runners AC, Erin McGurk from Scotland, and Danielle Moynihan from Tuam Athletics Club, all the way up from Galway. So an international field here, this women's B 400 metres. So really, really positive performance here. And once again, if you are on Facebook, you can find the live results link. I think it's the third post there, and you'll find all of our different results that are coming up. As mentioned earlier, we've got the stadium record broken in the men's 3K. An incredible time, beating Steve Ovette's time set 27 years ago, which is quite some time ago, let's be fair. Or sorry, even further ago. It can't even be 27 years ago, let's be even further than that. Henry, 37 years ago, I suspect. Henry McLucky, 7:43 for that meet, that stadium record, Mary Peters Track stadium record. So an incredible run from him. Callum Morgan was second in that one, and Jack O'Leary was a third overall. But back to this women's B 400 metres. We'll get your results from that A race very shortly. Official results. Officially unofficial because they're provisional, but official to us.
More official than our one.
So Emer Brennan, Aisling Stratford, Lauren Abbott, Cara Murphy, Sinead Tracy, Roisin Murray, Erin McGurk, and Danielle Moynihan getting into the blocks. Would you, if you had your time again, if you got to choose, would you rather be a sprinter?
Would I rather be a sprinter? Absolutely not. No, I actually have such appreciation because literally my 300 meter time, my fastest 300 meter time is
we're giving you like the talent of a sprint's talent.
Oh, do you know what I might? Yeah. A lot of warm weather training, drills, bit of gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Lifestyle's good.
Less wheezy.
And they're off running very strongly there in lane 6 is Roisin Murray from Bray Runners AC. As you can see her there, she's eating that stagger up very easily, and she's flying down that back straight. And just on the inside there, that's Cara Murphy there, the UCD AC athlete, the yellow of UCD. She's flying it there as well. You can see on that drone shot there, some really speedy running there. It's difficult to even keep up with these athletes as they fly around here with 150 metres left to run. The lactic will start to build up here now, and they'll be getting into a bit of a skeleton dance as they get into the home straight. But on the inside there, the Ratoath AC athletes, Aisling Stratford, number 82, is entering into that home straight and absolutely flying there. Tall athlete, long levers, flying up the home straight. And outside that then, Roisin Murray, that Bray Runners AC athlete, just on the outside there. But it is Stratford going way at home. She made up some amount of ground over that bend and into the home straight. Flew away from everyone and ran them in around 55 seconds. So an incredible run over that last 50 metres. So she's obviously doing a lot of speed endurance because she blew away the field there over that last 50.
Yeah, probably the most decisive win we've seen in the sprints.
Yeah, probably about 30 metres there in the end, and considering she only took the lead probably entering into the home straight. So an impressive run from there, full of running from her, and I'm sure no doubt she'll be chomping at the bit and hoping to run more personal best. So let's try and figure out what her personal best is, but I'm sure she wasn't too far away from it there. Incredible run from the Ratoath AC athlete. And Ratoath have been producing plenty of good 400 metre runners over the last couple of years, as well as middle and long distance runners as well.
Yeah, this kind of post 400 metre carnage is the type that might put me off wanting to become a sprinter. They're probably feeling a little sick down there now.
Yeah, no, they certainly they wouldn't be going again anytime soon. It is not easy. That I think the rest of the lifestyle. You could be a sprinter that always pulls up and goes, "Oh, a bit of a niggle, I'm not going to run." That could be your game. That'll be a nicer lifestyle. 55:06 indoors is what Aisling Stratford has ran, and 54:56 outdoors. So she was very, very close to that there. So an impressive run from her.
Good sign for the rest of the season.
Certainly, yeah. And I suppose, like, from your perspective, you would have been in a lot of these races and this kind of level of racing throughout the years. Continental Tour, of course, here today at the Belfast Classic in association with SportsShoes, and kind of bopping from one race to another. It's all these international athletes coming over, and you would have been at races internationally. What's it like to land at a race and then you might how many of these athletes are going to see Belfast? I suspect very few. What's your arrival into a race like if you're running internationally? You're going to Sollentuna in Sweden.
Oh yeah, you see very little. I feel like you see the airport, get picked up, taken to the track, maybe a little town, back to the airport, probably 3 a.m. for a 6 a.m. flight.
So it's not all it's cracked up to be, you know?
Not all it's cracked up to be, but sometimes you get to see a bit. Hopefully they'll get to see a bit of Belfast while they're here. And at least they're getting a nice day. I feel like there's a lot of times when you can get we might have a little bit of wind here now, but it's nothing compared to a real Irish wind.
Yeah, and
so they're getting a nice day for it.
As you said earlier, down at track level, there's not as much wind, not much wind at all, really, due to the way the Mary Peters amphitheatre that we have here is structured. So it's not as bad.
Yeah, it feels like more like a light breeze as opposed to a wind that you're fighting against. That's what I found anyway.
Well, you were out there long enough, you know. So we've got the men's B 400 meters, and I'm gonna, you're gonna have to come up with the weirdest place you ran, or I want something out of your international career here. Where's the strangest place you've had to go to run a race? Have a good think about that now.
Oh well, that's really putting me on the spot, especially especially when I haven't actually raced internationally in a good few years.
You've got a long career there. I'm sure you can get into the memory bank here. We've got. Hopefully these athletes won't be spending too long out here in the men's B 400 meters. You've got Mickey Alling from M11 Track Club, Lewis Blinko from Metro St. Bridget's in Castleknock, Ben Ida from West Coast AC, James Armstrong from Orange Grove AC, Christopher Lynch from Clonliffe Harriers, and Luke Russell from Dromore AC. So a really high quality field. All these athletes will be looking to run in around 47-48 seconds. So we'll see how they get on now. We're missing one or two of these here. Lanes 1 and 2 and 3 are not here, so that needs to be moved out slightly further out. This men's 400 meters underway here, and these athletes are absolutely flying it into the back straight. Tall, long striding athlete there, I think is Ben Ida from West Coast AC. They're absolutely flying it down the back straight there, as well as the Orange Grove AC athlete and the Dromore athlete as well, Luke Russell. So coming in with 200 meters left to run here, some long striding athlete there from DSD, who's now not on my sheet, but they're coming into that home straight. We'll see exactly who we have here. It is 109. So it's Aaron Keane going really well here as we get into this last couple of meters. We've got Aaron Keane is the winner here in this men's B. He was actually on our A start list, but our men's B race here, Aaron Keane with the win on that one. I'm not too sure of the official time there, but I think there's been a few pullouts there, so we've got a little bit of change in that men's A's and B's 400 meters. So we'll have to bear with us there as we try and get a handle on exactly who was in that one.
Yeah, the start list can chop and change there, Ronan, and he was keen enough to get to the line as he was just getting close in the last couple of meters. As looks like you're trying to kick it down, but it's he who slows down the least and who's dying the most. Nearly kind of sorts out the finish of these races, and the odd thing of the contradiction of try less and you might actually do better. Little wander there, kind of calms down and then it picks up considerably. I don't know what Michelle said on her pacing there, Ronan. She sits beside us. I could ask her, but we only have 2 mics here.
She was extremely positive.
Yeah,
as she often is.
I was going to say, as always, yes, pure pause at all times. So good field lineup here. Jack Raftery's run well here before. A lot of the Irish sprinters have excelled here at this meet and former guys of the meet. So there's a big history here as we have one of the other athletes, Charlie O'Neill, has come to join us for a pre-race interview, I think. But we haven't done any interviews yet so far today.
I think we'll pass. So yeah, men's international, Greg Kelly from Scotland, Tom Evans, Evan Blackman, Sam Lunt, Jack Raftery, Joe Breyer, David Mannion and Hugo McGee. So these athletes will be lining up here in this men's international 400 metres. So we're scheduled to go at 2 o'clock, and it is in fact 2 o'clock. So things running incredibly smoothly here. So a couple athletes due to get on the line. Looks like we're missing 1 or 2 from this international field. So that's number 100. Sam Lunt there, the Liverpool Harrier, in the purple vest. And just outside him then is that's Jack Raftery there, is it, in the Irish kit?
It sure is. It's Big Jack, as I mentioned him earlier. There's no missing Jack.
Is it Hugo McGee then just on the outside?
It is.
So we've our athletes have appeared now from the mist. We were missing a few. Tom Evans in the Scottish vest there in number 98, just inside the Liverpool Harrier, Sam Lunt, and Tom Evans is then closely followed by Greg Kelly just there on the inside. So we're have the full complement, I think, at this stage. Lane 7 is currently free. That should be David Mannion of South Galway AC. So he's not there.
So men's international 400 metres in lane 1, Greg Kelly from Scotland. Lane 2, Tom Evans also from Scotland. Lane 4, Sam Lunt.
So our 2 Scottish athletes are in fact there. That is Greg Kelly and Tom Evans. Greg has been moved out of lane 1 and is now in lane 2. So we've shifted people out, which is always good to see.
It's nice to see that adaptation rather than computer says no, even though there's empty lanes. So good to see them being pushed up. So as you said, lane 7 empty. The last minute stand behind the blocks before. Will we get a jump, or will they just step in behind?
I love a good jump.
Oh.
Got a jump from Jack Raftery, the Castleknock man.
Yes.
Raftery will be amongst the favourites in this one. As we mentioned earlier, 3, 4, 5 and 6, always a good bet in the 400 metres or any sprint race.
Generally the favourite lane, so he's fresh from Gaborone in Botswana, oft visited site, which was the World Relay Championships, which interestingly the World Championships aren't till next year, which I was confused about.
It's not often you're confused, Phil, as they get off really strongly here. The 2 Scottish athletes there on the inside in the blue vests, easily seen, but Jack Raftery is maybe not too fresh from his trip to Botswana, but he looks good on the back straight there as he's flying down that back straight. Hugo McGee, the Crusaders athlete, just out there as well, and Joe Breyer in the red vest of Swansea is running really well as well. But Raftery is starting to get into his running now. He's really flying at Sam Lunt just on the inside there as well. He looks like he's full of running, and he's put on the turbo blasters there with 150 metres left to run and is flying around the corner. But it's the 2 athletes from the UK here. We've got Joe Breyer from Swansea in the red and Sam Lunt entering into the home straight. But Raftery will start to eat up those long stride, eat up the ground as well as Sam Lunt, like he's going to get up for the win this one. It's going to be Sam Lunt from Liverpool Harriers with the win, Raftery in second, then Breyer in third place. So a really, really tight finish there between those 3 athletes.
Yeah, so a 45-second clock, and as we said, unfortunately the clock is running through on the live clock trackside, but the official times are coming through, so we'll get them as soon as possible. So whether it was 45 low, 45 high, we're not sure. Again, the athlete's looking for that clock, but it's ticking into the 70-second mark, so they were considerably faster than that. Jack Raftery, a strength 400 metre runner, always coming through well there. So another good time. The 3,000 metre men, I think, was a stadium record. I was talking to Eamon Christie earlier, getting the lowdown. So a lot of good running so far.
Yep, absolutely. That men's A 400 metres we had earlier. It was my error earlier. Aaron Keane got the win of that one, 47.76. Ben Heron in second, 47.86, and Adam Courtney from Ballymena and Antrim with a 48.42 clocking in that one. So really strong race. We'll get that men's international 400 metre race view now shortly as well when it comes up on our live results. Once again, you can follow that live results, Belfast Irish Milers Facebook, and go down and click the live link there to get those live results here of the Belfast Classic in association with SportsShoes.
The Google Docs, yeah.
So up next, Phelim, we've got that men's 400 metre B race. They're starting to get themselves out on a track now shortly. And in this one we should have Mickey Ellen, Lewis Blinko, Ben Ida, James Armstrong, Chris Lynch and Luke Russell.
Lewis Blinko, very good. There was an Adrian Blinko back in the day. He was a good New Zealand distance runner in the 2000s.
Unsure of their relationship, but you'd have to assume father and son, perhaps.
No, Adrian Blinko had an E at the end. I think he went to Michigan. They could be long distance relations, yeah, with an E missing.
Yes, actually, sorry, now that you
but it's a rare name, Blinko. That's where it would have sparked the memory bank.
I'd seen there
of the early 2000s.
Yeah, actually, now that you've said it, the name does ring a bell. No bells in this one though, the 400 metres.
The famous 2005 to 2012 era.
The golden era,
yeah,
they call it.
And I had dreams that have vanished.
It's all got a bit dark up here on the live stream, but it's certainly all lovely down the track, light and breezy.
Yeah, we have
not breezy, as Michelle was telling us.
Light breezy.
It's quite breezy. It's a swirling wind as our next few 400 metre runners are coming out. Is that Clonlafarrier's Chris, former, well, once a Belvederian, always a Belvederian, but former.
Yes,
Belvederian.
It's like being an Olympian. You're always in the club. Yeah, you have two Belvedere teachers here and an OB 2001 as well. So we can't get away from us, you know. The Jesuits, they've it all sewn up.
Yeah.
As the immortal Father Ted line is spoken once again. But yes, Christopher Lynch there, the Clonlafarrier on the outside there, and the sunglasses. Like two successive medals winning performances at the Irish schools over 400 metres, so plenty of talent there. James Armstrong from Orange Grove AC just inside that. West Coast AC's Ben Ida then just in the black and white vest there as well, and MSB Metro St. Bridget's Lewis Blinko in that fluorescent green vest just there in lane 3. So 4 athletes in this one.
Blinko, and you'll miss him. Probably not in that high vis singlet.
Certainly, as we said earlier, the commentary is for money, but the jokes are for free. So yes, they're getting into their blocks here now. Blinko, Ida, Armstrong and Lynch. So 3, 4, 5 and 6. We've just gotten rid of the other lanes. We've had enough of 1, 2, 7 and 8. But these are the main men. It's men's B 400 metres. And Chris Lynch has a 48-point PB, so we're hoping to break that. It's a good day for running. Really quick start there from Ida and the Orange Grove AC athlete James Armstrong as well, going well and eating up that stagger on Christopher Lynch, who does have a strong finish, but it is Armstrong and Ida into in those centre lanes. Ida running incredibly strongly there, tall athlete there in the centre of your shot there. I think up with 200 metres left to run. Lynch just there on the outside lanes as well. I said he'll come strongly over that final 100 metres, and it is Blinko from Metro St. Bridget's there making up this field, but it is Ida, the class of this field, entering into the home straight, and he is starting to tie up a little bit, but he's still running very, very strongly. And it is Lynch with that fast finish, as we mentioned earlier. Is he going to catch Ida? He might run out of track. It looks like he's going to, but it is going to be Ida from West Coast AC, 47-point, and Christopher Lynch just behind that. Armstrong in third, Blinko in fourth. So good, strong opening performance here for a lot of these athletes. Ida with the win, Lynch in second place. Very positive run there from the West Coast AC man, Ben Ida. So Michelle, I asked you earlier about the weirdest place you'd ran, strangest place you'd ran, and you forgot about the question I asked you.
I immediately forgot about the question. Probably Bandon.
That is. Did you run the 5K down there? It was on during the week.
No, I've run a 5 miler there before.
Oh, you have, yes.
Good New Year's 5 mile, lovely. It's going up, of course, actually hilly with a lot of downhill as well.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
If what must go up must come down. Yes, the New Year's Day
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while now, but
It's
I have
no,
run
no longer takes place.
would
There's
run
now
again.
5k, and New Year's Day was always a struggle. I used to officiate at it and would not be at my best. Let's put it that way.
I know the feeling. As in, I know the feeling of commentating, struggling. Not my best.
That's not true. I think this is your best. Just, you know,
We love Bandon. You got a new track down there recently.
we did. It's not as spectacular here as the Mary Peters track. In fact, Mary Peters track is kind of sheltered from the wind, whereas the Bandon AC track is an incredible setup, but it's almost set up towards the wind
Oh,
to
is
receive
it?
wind. It's receiving the wind the Mary Peters track is not getting.
Oh, that's a pity. But you know what? You've got some really good athletes from Bandon these days, especially over, like with Laura Nicholson and Fiona Everett. They don't mind the wind. They're
No,
hard enough; it'll strengthen them up. Bit of wind, they're like, nah, no problem.
No problem at all. I know, in fairness, it's we're producing plenty of brilliant athletes. Phil Healy, Nicola
Yeah.
Tuttle, without a track. So, you know, you'd have
What
to
are you gonna
assume
do with the track?
People are going to talking that we're going to be the force in Cork athletics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Merrigan and Finn go home. You know, the Leave LAC contingent. No, I kid. And of course, plenty more clubs. All other clubs are available
Yeah.
in Cork as well.
Loads of tracks coming up these days. It's actually great to see.
It certainly is, and you can, especially not so much for the distance runners, but for the other events, the you call them the lesser events, Michelle, I believe you're thrown around, but other events, particularly in the field, good to see. Indoor facilities been built, and all of the tracks been built all over the island, where we'll hopefully see an uptick in. And we have seen an uptick in the sprints and the field events over time. We've always been a distance running culture, but certainly you can see an uptick in the sprints and the field events over time. So the addition of tracks has certainly helped that.
That's great.
It's certainly kind of more as a symbol as well as everything else to have a track in your vicinity, to know that you can go down and kind of it leads to people getting involved in track and field more than running, because I think the two are sometimes they're linked, but they're separated.
They're two separate things, but you know what as well? I feel like the general success, I feel like the standard of Irish athletics has gone up so much, even internationally, but as in not the standard of Irish athletics internationally, but as in the top Irish, but also down the levels. I feel like the standard has gone up.
Yeah, certainly.
Like here, A, B, C, D, and they're all flying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and across the board here, not only in the UK but in Ireland as well. You can see the standard, and you can see the standard even in American and European distance running and track and field has gone through the roof. So, thank God I was forcibly retired from the sport. But yes, his men's C race is up now very shortly. We've got Kieran McCarroll, Conor McDonough, Patrick Layden, Sam Kiley, Alex Leonard, Killian McCabe and James Nixon in this men's C race. So from all over the island, you've got Finn Valley, South Sligo, Mullingar Harriers, Riverstick Kinsale, Donore Harriers, Red Farnham and Enniskillen. So a real pick and mix from everywhere. So we're missing lane 7 there. That's Killian McCabe, the Red Farnham AC athlete. Outside him then is currently James Nixon. He's in lane 8. So they're on their marks. And the gun is gone and they're off. The Mullingar AC man, Patrick Layden, has got it really strongly there in that kind of mauve vest in the very centre of your screen. And then just behind him, then Conor McDonough from South Sligo. It's just pulled up there with a little bit of an injury. But it is still Layden, the Mullingar Harrier, who's absolutely flying it there. You can see him, he's eating that stagger up and he's leading this race with 200 metres to go. Donore Harriers man, Alex Leonard, is flying it there as well. And Sam Kiley from Riverstick Kinsale has made the long journey up from Cork, but is making it worth his while because he's entering into that home straight and he's absolutely flying it. But it is Layden still in the lead, but only just. And the Donore Harriers man, Alex Leonard, has taken the lead and is storming into the finish. And we haven't mentioned him, but Finn Valley sees Kieran McCarroll gets up there for a second from lane 2. So that was a brilliant finish from him. He came from nowhere over that last 80 metres. So it was to the Donore man, Alex Leonard, and then our man Kieran McCarroll in second place, Patrick Layden, the long-time leader, then third, and Riverstick Kinsale's Sam Kiley getting up for fourth place. So really positive run.
Yeah, really close race as well. I feel like that was hard to call from maybe 100 metres to go.
Yeah, certainly. And this is your first, you've done Dublin Marathon commentary with me for the last 2 years, your first track and field outing, which brings its own troubles.
It's a learning experience for me. I'm sitting here absorbing all your knowledge and experience, so no hate, please.
The hate.
Please.
No, you tell the
I'm
haters.
saying nothing, so I can't be cancelled.
I've been cancelled before, and it's not that bad. you know?
It's tough. Say nothing controversial and you're boring. Say controversial stuff and you're cancelled.
Yeah, actually, I think you put a lot of pressure on yourself here. You know, you just call out some names.
Take
you
it
know?
in. Do you know what I am?
We're being joined here as well by Shane Healy as well, 1996 Olympic semi-finalist, and a man who has a fantastic haircut. Must be said.
Glad still to have hair.
And off camera there, he said he's glad to still have hair, which I think was a joy by his friend Phelim Kelly. We're on to the men's D race here. Owen Devlin, Matthew Knight, Ruben Plunkett, Finn Riley, Jack Kelly, Wojciech Frajek from Middleton AC, and Thomas Montgomery from NDAC. So it's North Down AC's Thomas Montgomery in the outside lanes.
Yeah, I'm watching, is it Conor McDonough from South Sligo who pulled up in that last 400 with his hamstring. He's got some kinesio tape on the hamstring. I just hate to see it. Wouldn't wish an injury on anyone.
No, and certainly when it's something like a hamstring, it's not, you know, there's certain injuries, you know, that might be a week or a few days, but
You never know, maybe he pulled up to save himself.
hopefully, yeah, we'll manifest it. But he, it's any athlete, you know, if you're injured, you feel like your whole world is a collapse. So, not a nice sight. And the only thing is, it's so early in the season that he may get a little bit of time to recover and still get the most out of his season. So, hopefully, it's a short-term effort for him. But it's certainly. Always, Michelle, a difficult thing to deal with as an injured athlete.
It is not what you want.
Certainly not. But all these athletes stepping up today, they're having their opening races of the season as well. So it is certainly trying to figure out the transition from the heavy training for the winter and then getting into a little bit of speed work can often crop up. You can crop up with a few different injuries over this time across all the different running events as people transition into that type of training.
Yeah. Can't speak much for the sprint, but I know a lot of the distance runners are just back from altitude, trying to get the days right, trying to see who's peaked on the camp, who trained too hard, and who's ready to go.
And what's your experience of altitude, Michelle? Have you
Do you know, I actually don't have that much experience. I feel like I've done a lot of training at like half altitude, do you know, like high but not high. So I love it.
Yeah.
I love the air, the mountains, the scenery.
It sounds like you just
The
went on a
good
holiday.
vibes.
So this D race here, the altitude training not necessarily needed for these boys, but you'd be surprised they're still running over one lap, and one of the likes of Jeremy Warner back in the day would have been well capable of running a decent 800 as well. So these guys will be doing plenty of endurance work. David Gillick's running his half an hour tempo runs and that kind of stuff as well. So 3 athletes in this one. We have our 2 North Down AC athletes, Matthew Knight and Thomas Montgomery, and 1-3-2 then in between them, Ruben Plunkett from Portlaoise AC. So these 3 athletes are almost in lockstep down the back straight there as the stagger starts to unwind. But it is the Portlaoise AC man, Ruben Plunkett, who is flying it there. But just inside him, Matthew Knight then running really, really well and making up this field. Thomas Montgomery then on the outside, the more diminutive athlete, but it is entering into the home straight, leading at the moment. Matthew Knight, a 1-3-1 there, flying into the home straight, and just on the inside of him then, or the outside of him, is the Portlaoise AC man. You can see lads starting to tidying up there a bit. The Portlaoise AC man, Ruben Plunkett, absolutely flying up in the home straight and gets by Knight and beats out Montgomery, our 51 or 50 point race here. And some real excitement there from Thomas Montgomery with his friend Ruben Plunkett from North Down, so possible PBs there, but certainly Portlaoise AC's Matthew Plunkett with a brilliant finish there, and looked in a bit of bother there with 100 metres to go, but he
He held it together.
He held it together. Any recommendations for the last 50 of 400 metres?
No, you know my experience with the 400 metres. the last 50 of the 400 metres, and I believe you commentated on it.
Yeah, we've never really discussed that and how you would feel about that. I'm judging from your tone that you're not impressed that we made you famous.
Oh.
No? Hey, look, I didn't blow up. You blew up.
That was my first experience of lactic in my whole life. Coming from Joni Walsh's marathon coaching style.
There's a lot of blame getting thrown around here with Michelle. You just got to own it,
No,
Take
do you
some
know what?
responsibility.
I'll own it. I took one for the team. I had a lovely scholarship from UL. If they asked me to throw a shot put, I would have thrown a shot put for them.
There you go. And has Philly ever tanked?
They'll never ask me to do the relay again. No, that's for sure. No, me and Phil discussed it many times.
Yeah. That's good.
We
good
both.
there.
Do you know what? We both got a lot of interesting takes from that actually, because I had qualified for Rio at the time, and a lot of people were like, "How did she qualify for the Olympics?" And then Phil, on the other hand, I think got a lot of, "Oh, what did she run? Was it 52?"
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and I think people were like, "Oh, 52 is not that fast." You know, we both got a bit of.
You both got heat. And
I got both. We both got both, I think.
Yeah. The only man who came out, smelling of roses is Carl Dennehy. He's been living off it ever since. I'm sure he's listening in from somewhere in the world.
Yeah. Do you know what though? I loved the rush. There's a great rush from being absolutely hunted down.
By an actual sprinter. Yeah. Yeah, certainly. And Michelle, that is about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
Crazy.
should try and recreate that. We should get
No,
everyone
thanks.
back. I want to get everyone back from that, and we'll have myself and Carl recreated in at least at the sounds that maybe dogs won't start screaming at. So, for those of you who aren't, the younger generation, the 2016 Irish Universities Championships, you can find it on YouTube. And you can put Michelle through that again. And I'd just like to apologise once again for my part in that. So we're on to the women's D race here, and I have to say, the Belfast Classic should be running the trains. Eamon Christie should be running the trains in this country, because 14:21 and we're on track, and this will go off at 14:23 under pain of death. So he has the place running like clockwork.
No, it's good though actually, because with the warm-ups and stuff, if people take caffeine, whatever eating you're doing, you can actually plan to your event and be ready.
Yeah, no, it's an impressive setup for sure here at the Belfast Classic, and we've got quite the day for it as well. So hopefully we'll see a very positive run here. I'm going to try and find our women's D race here on the timetable. And of course, we are now struggling to find it on our sheet.
There's a lot of races on the sheet.
But bear with us here. Our 400 meters D race is not on our sheet. After this, we're going to be having our men's 1500 international. So we don't have a start list for this one, so
we'll see how good Dougie really is on the fly.
We're really
see who we recognise
in this one. So getting on to the line here. They're off and running strongly here on the inside. Looks like Sidley Lisburn AC athlete. Lucy McGlynn, from Tyrconnell. Running well. So now I have a name. We'll We'll see here. We go into the back straight. 200 metres left to run. We've got some really, really positive running here from this women's race. In fact, here we have our sheet here. It was labelled incorrectly. We've got Molly Curran, Quiva Fitzsimons, Ellie Kate McRae, Lucy McGlynn, Mia Brett, Lauren Kilduff, Erin Han, and Quiva Rowe. And entering into the home straight, it is Lucy McGlynn, the Tyrconnell AC athlete, who's absolutely storming here with 50 metres left to run. On the inside there, it is Molly Curran, the City Lisbon AC athlete, who's trying to hang on gamely to her anywhere, but it is going to be Lucy McGlynn with the win in this one, 55 seconds. An incredibly good run there. Crowell Asieti, Lauren Kilduff getting up for third place as well. And I printed off this timetable earlier in the week, and it's a D women's race, which no longer exists.
But look, we were just really prepared. We were so enthusiastic. We printed early.
Yes, exactly. So that is my error. Apologies to the women's C race. That was Lucy McGlynn there with the win. In that one from Tyrconnell AC, Lauren Kilduff was third, and City Lisburn's Molly Kern got up then for second place. So positive runs there for those ladies. Men's international 1500 metres is up now very shortly.
For Lucy McGlynn.
So we're, as I said, flying through the fields here, running like clockwork. We're going to have the men's 1500 up shortly. That's never happened to me before anyway, that I've completely lost an entire race, so it was quite fun. Thanks for putting the pressure on me as well. You know. That was payback for the 2016 Tour before.
Deserved.
You waited 10 years and took your shot. Fair play. So this race, we're very excited about this one, men's international 1500 metres. Chatted to Phelim on the phone, our other commentator on the phone earlier on the way up, and he had a good shot of the field here. A good section of this field was in the back of the car, so he was a taxi man as well today.
Bring him back up here. He's probably down there shouting though, actually.
Yes, Phelim is not a man who shouts.
Supporting, cheering,
Exactly. We see
encouraging.
other members of the crowd are all, I'm sure, doing the exact same thing, and then we've got ourselves on screen, which is always positive. That's what the people want to see, really. Let's be fair. Yes, men's international 1500 metres up now very shortly. Good field here. We've got Piers Copeland, Alex Malloy, Rowan Mel Ingram, Ben Pattison, Joel Doy, Isaac Camelli, Michael Robnes, Max Wharton, Philip Marin, Frank Buchanan, Oisin Murray, Tom Graham, Cathal O'Reilly, Ted Higgins, Ben Brunswick, Mark Hanrahan, Archie Davis, Callum Elson and Colin Smith. And they are going to be on the back straight now very shortly for 3 3/4 laps. So a really strong men's international field here. And this one would 1500 metres. Maybe not your favourite race to run, but one of your favourite races to watch, perhaps?
Yeah, I like to watch the 1500. You never know what's going to happen. Be interesting to see if they go with the pace or if they run tactically or what the plan is.
And I suppose you coming from a kind of a distance, more of a distance runner rather than coming up from the 800, Michelle. So would it? You'd rather hold off from the front in the first couple of laps yourself when you're running the race, or would you rather lead it from the front, push the pace? What would your go-to move be here for the 1500 metres?
My go-to move for the 1500 would be a hang on for dear life and try not to get dropped. And I absolutely would be dropped. But look, happens to the best of us.
Absolutely.
And the worst of us.
Mainly the worst. Yes, but an incredibly good field has been assembled here. You've got Isaac Camelli in this one, the Belgian, silver in the 2025 5K in Tokyo. He's around 3:36 at his best. He's dropping down here for a little bit of speed work. We've got the Polish athlete Michael Ramses. He's around 3:32, Olympic finalist in Tokyo. We have Ben Pattison, world 800 metre bronze as well. So he'll be stepping up in distance here, which is always a little bit trying for the 800 metre men to step up to almost double the distance. You've got Ted Higgins in this from Tonbridge AC as well, 3:39 at his best. Archie Davis from Brighton, 1:44 over 800 and a 3:34 over 1500. So he'll be very much in the mix in this one as well. And then Callum Elson from Great Britain, he's a 3:55 miler at his best. So really, really strong international men's field here. This is due to kick off at 2:30, so we have 2 minutes before we see these take on the metric mile. Do we know why it's 1500 metres, Michelle?
Do we know why?
Yeah. Just a bit of, every day is a school day.
No, go on, tell us.
So apparently it's because in France they used to run in velodromes, which are 500 metres long, so 3 laps was 1500 metres. And that's why we run the metric mile, the 1500 metres.
Okay. Thanks for that little snippet.
Yeah, there you go.
Noted.
Little tidbit, write that one down.
Little quiz
there quick.
question.
Yeah. Well, I actually don't know if you know, but there's in my local pub, the Laurels, Perrystown. Shout out. Okay, we used to go to the table quiz down there and won it, I think, 11 times, and got a Christmas and summer big dinner out of the food vouchers that you win.
What did you get?
Used to win like €50.
But what did you get for dinner?
Oh, I can't remember. That's like something.
That's the real real question.
Yeah, fair.
How was the food?
The food is very good. I have to say that.
And the other question is, did you cheat on the quiz?
No. It's a very
Good.
very serious quiz.
We don't support that.
And
we don't support cheating.
I have a lot of useless information in my brain, so I don't need to cheat. I mean, the velodrome comment notwithstanding, anything else you need, I can provide. Nonsense talk.
Okay, call this. Who do you think is going to win?
I think we're going to have Camelli is going to make a burst at some point to try and get away with that 5k ability, maybe with about 600 meters left to go. But Ben Pattison, 800 meter man, is going to be in the mix. Probably not going to get himself over the line. I think Archie Davis from Brighton, 3:34 at his best. That was not last year, the year before, I think. So he may struggle a little bit. So it's going to come down to. Who's going to come down to? Who do you reckon?
Oof. So I'm going to say, I'm going to say Isaac Camelli.
Oh, I thought you would.
I didn't even think it myself until 2 seconds ago.
I'm going to go for Callum Ellison from Great Britain.
Okay. Interesting as well, I feel like early season, a lot of the 800 metres run the 15, or a lot of the 5Ks will open with a 15 to get going. So just to see people a little bit outside their normal distance.
Yeah, it's a real meeting of the minds here. I think that's is that Juan Ignacio Pena leading this one out of the pacemaker. You all take him up in the car, so he's rolled out to the front there with sunglasses on, ready for the beach. So,
do they have 2 pacemakers? Looks like maybe just based on the outfits.
yes, the outfit you still have and are refusing to give back apparently. Yeah, there are 2 pacemakers, so I suspect one will get us to 800 maybe, or 700, and then one to a kilometre. So Juan Ignacio there is their first pacemaker, and he's flown out of the blocks there very quickly, got in around 31 seconds through 200, so 3:45 pace. So we're looking to pick that up a little bit, and it looks like he has already 42 at 300 metres, so well sub 60 seconds. For these boys, they'll be looking to try and run in around the sub 340 at the very least for these lads. So really strong field, but a season open for a lot of them. And Michelle was saying a lot of people dropping down from 5k or up from 800, so can often be a bit of a meeting of the minds here in the metric mile. But on the back straight there, all still locked together, all the athletes still in the mix, as you suspect they would be as they came through 400 and come through 500. They're now nicely bunched in this field. Just in the back there, Colin Smith, the Mullingar Harrier as well, so they're almost single file here, so excellent pacemaking job from Juan Ignacio.
Yeah, looks like the second pacemaker, also Louis O'Loughlin, ready to take over from Juan there.
Yeah, certainly the tall athlete there, Louis O'Loughlin there, an 800 metre man, has dabbled a bit in the 1500 metres as well, but he's going well there at the front, and just behind him I think that is Ted Higgins and then Archie Davis. So really strong field here, and everyone's still very much in the mix as they come up here towards 800 metres. So Loughlin's going to watch. He's going to try and get to a kilometre. I suspect he's come through in 1:58. So really strong run here. He's putting a little bit of a burst on there in the back straight, trying to pick up that pace a little bit. But all feel well bunched together. But O'Loughlin looking around, he's going to maybe try and move off the track here and get himself out of the way and let the field at it. And the boys have taken it on here. O'Loughlin is stepping off. Great shot there. You can see how quick these boys are moving. All well under sub 4 minute mile pace. So incredible running here from this group. That is number 350, so that is Callum Ellison, the man I mentioned earlier, the great British athlete. He's run 355 miles, 346 just behind him. is Ted Higgins from Tonbridge. And we're all starting to bunch up here with a lap to go, 2:43 on the clock. We're going to see an incredible last lap here. I'd say there's 12, 13 athletes in this field. There's a bit of pushing and shoving, a bit of argy-bargy there, and athletes' arms getting thrown to and fro here with 350 metres left to go, 300 now, 349. That is Archie Davis, the 144 athlete from Brighton. He's a long striding athlete, and he's heading up that back straight. It looks like Ben Pattison then just on the outside, the world bronze medalist over 800 metres with 200 metres left to go. He's full of running into the last bend, and they're flying here, absolutely turning on the afterburner, the turbochargers there coming into the home straight. 336 it is, in fact, definitely Ben Pattison into that home straight. With that shaved head, aerodynamic style, and he's tearing away from Archie Davis and Callum Ellison there, and just behind that, I think that is Oisin Murray then as well getting up there. So really strong. Sorry, Frank Buchanan getting up there for 4th place. Really strong finish there with Ben Pattison. Like, it was like he was shot out of a cannon there with 150 metres left to run. Really incredible finish from the world bronze medalist over 800 metres. You could see he's kind of staccato style stride there in that last 110 metres. Really strong finish from Ben Pattison. Impressive running. So excellent race there, Michelle, from those lads. I'm not too sure of the time there. I was almost overtaken with excitement there in that men's 1500 metres. So hard to get a gauge on exactly the finishing time. But if you check the live results link, you'll be provided with that very shortly. So our finish line clock here is running through. So we're updating you to the live results link. So our winners are on in the women's A 400 metres. Michelle Duggan with that 53.59, Jenna Breen 53.72, and Millie King on the inside lane from Ipswich Harriers, that fast finish 53.77. We'll give you results as best we can as we come through the field and come through the different races. Up next, we've got our women's international 1500. So starting on that back straight again, we will have that field. We'll give that to you now very shortly. Frank McGrath was the winner of that a 3,000 metre race, 8:15. Owen Smith second, 8:16. Darren Maloney from the Olympic, 8:20.
Next up we have our
women's international 1500 metres is up now very shortly. So on this we're going to have Cheryl Nolan, Zara Redmond, sorry, my apologies. We're not. It's like that. I was like, that's a tough day at the office for those girls.
Good double.
Hey, look, we can't all enter 2 races, you know. Like, you're a good self. In this women's international, we have Adele Monaghan, Niamh Carr, Leah Ryan, Emily O'Shea, Lucy Holmes, Amy O'Donoghue, Emma Hickey, Melissa, Courtney Bryant, Ava Lloyd, Anne-Marie Nissan, Emily Parker, Lorena Martin from Spain, Molly Hudson from GB, Taryn Rawlings from the US, Beth Ann Morley from Great Britain, Lila Belshaw from Great Britain and Colchester, Nell Van Pulst, I should have made you do that one, Emer Cooney from ACC, Kate Nurse from UCD, where Michelle is the lead distance coach.
Let's go, Kate.
Nessa Niafin from NS Track, and Pia Langton from Kilkenny City Harriers.
Yeah, Pia Langton just ran a world under 20 standard in Clonmel last week. Could be in the 800, I think, actually, but I reckon she could run under 20 standards in both events, 8 and 15.
Yeah, a really strong field, especially even in terms of the young athletes. You've got Emma Hickey in there as well, European cross-country bronze medalist. So really strong field here of all ages, and I'm sure we'll see a really strong performance here. What kind of time would these athletes be looking for, Michelle?
Great question. 4 minutes? Is that a bit quick?
It could be a little bit quick, but
a lot of them train with Sarah Healy, or European indoor champion. They won't be running 4 minutes, but probably low, under 4:10. Would you say?
Yeah, from looking at the personal bests, we've got a lot of athletes in around that 4:05 to 4:10 mark. So
I'd say it'll string a long ways down, actually. There's a lot of people in there. 4:15s as well, probably a good few of them. 14:20, sorry, 4:20 even.
yeah, we've got a couple of athletes in around the 4:01 mark, but none under 4 minutes. Melissa Courtney Bryant is at 4:01 as we get underway in that women's 1500 metre field. We got a little bit of pushing at the very start, but they'll all settle themselves down now as the pacemakers make their way out to the front. But yes, we have Melissa Courtney Bryant, 4:01. She's a Commonwealth Games bronze medalist back in 2018 and a silver in the 3K as he is a Euro junior. So she's a very accomplished athlete. Ava Lloyd, 4:06. Anne-Marie Nissen, the Dane, is around 2:01. She's the Danish national record holder indoors. Lorena Martin, a 2-minute lady at her best over 800 metres, stepping up to the 1500 metres. Emily Parker, 4:09. Taryn Rawlins, 4:03. And so that was in Trier in Germany, and she'll be really training today to do her best to win the race. And we have Neil van Persalt, the Belgian athlete, 4:08. So a lot of athletes in around that kind of 4:05 to 4:10 margin in this one as we come up towards one lap, and we're at 62-63. So that is a lovely pace, 4-minute pace for these athletes.
So I was going to say pretty good double here for the pacemaker Zoe as well, who just ran the international 3K. So that's actually her to run the full race and then come back and pace a very quick 1500.
Yeah, she is putting you to shame, I would say, a little bit. But no, certainly, a good day. You've done the same yourself, going back from a full race and then pacemaking later on in the day. It's good to kind of get a session in as well, by getting that other run in. But she's
She ran a PB as well.
So she's full of energy and full of life today, running really well there, just in front of Melissa Courtney Bryant, the fastest in this field at 4:01, and at 8:28 3K as well, which is lovely running. She's plenty of strength there. She enters into the lead there, 1:54 coming through 700 metres. But it is Courtney Bryant, the British athlete from Poole AC, down there in the very south coast of England, and she is got 5 or 6 metres to the good into the rest of the field. We'll try and get a clock there to get through about 2:11, 2:12 there through the 800 metres. So a little bit of a slower second lap, but she is got that 8:28 3K pace. She's flying down the back straight. She's going to try and get away from the rest of the field and put a little bit of pressure on them to chase her. And she has a huge group then lining up behind her, but she's got maybe 6-7 metres on the rest of the field as we enter into the home straight for the penultimate time here. But it's a long way to go here for Melissa Courtney Bryant. But she has that strength, and she is full of running in here as we enter into the home straight for the second and last time. 500 metres left to run. Just behind her, 2:85, that is Ava Lloyd, and just behind her then 2:86 is Anne-Marie Nissen, the Danish athlete there, has gone into second place overall, 2:89 then Molly Hudson from Derby AC. So a big group there behind, a lot of toing and froing and changes in that second group, but no change here at the front. Melissa Courtney Bryant, and no quarter given either with 300 metres left to run. She is storming into that back straight. There is a gap, and that gap is only getting bigger and bigger for the 8:28 3K athlete. She has got the strength, she's got the speed, and she is getting away from this field. But the Derby AC athlete Molly Hudson there has made a little bit of a break there on the Danish athlete Anne-Marie Nissen and Ava Lloyd there as well. Those three are kind of locked together in that second, third and fourth spots, but it is still Melissa Courtney Bryant here with 150 metres left to run. She made that gap at about 600 metres, and she has kept that gap pretty much the whole way to the finish here. 100 metres left to go. She'll be looking at around under 4:10 would be a brilliant result for her today. She's storming into the home straight here with 50 metres left to run. Really good run from her. And 4:04 at the finish. Molly Hudson in third, and I think that's Ava Lloyd there in second. Anne-Marie Nissen ran out of it then in the last 100 metres, but a really strong performance there from Melissa Courtney Bryant. Molly Hudson in third, and I think Ava Lloyd up for second place there. So
yeah, I think that was a PB for her. I'm pretty sure her PB is 4:08, and it looked under 4:08 to me.
I think Ava Lloyd is a 4:06.
Oh, sorry.
According to my records, but certainly close to a personal best anyway, or first a good run for sure. Good opener.
Good opener, very good opener.
But yeah, Melissa Courtney Bryant there, that was a dominant performance.
That was. She's good across all the distances. Good over 3K. Good over 8 and 5 too, I'd say. Raced Sarah Healy for that European indoor gold. I think she was second that day.
What can she do? Yeah,
Nothing.
silver in the 3K in the Euros, yeah. Behind Sarah Healy, yeah. And Commonwealth bronze as well back in 2018. So she's had a long and successful career so far.
Yeah, it's class. Big fan.
Obviously showing a very positive start to the year. Her PB is 4:01, so to run 4:04 in early May is good running.
With a lot of laps by yourself.
Yeah, certainly, and that gap, she made that gap. It's probably kind of psychologically difficult to put that effort in to get away from everyone, and then you don't know, you can't see what's going on. There's no big screen here at the Belfast Classic. It's one of the few things that they haven't provided yet in association with SportsShoes, but yeah, I can't see the big screen, so how do you know where everyone is?
You just run for your life, I suppose. She got on the pacemaker, took the couple of laps and held it.
And do you find when you were in stadium to do a big screens, did you spend a lot of time seeing? Do you ever look at it, or you never look at it?
I don't think I look at it, but I'm never. If I'm in a stadium with a big screen, I wouldn't be the one who's winning the race. So it's not really. I wouldn't be needing that info, you know.
See what's going on at the front of the field,
Yeah.
you know, from your position.
I don't need the screen. I can see it from the back.
Very good. No, in fairness, she didn't need a screen there. I think she knew she had 20-30 meters there at the end of the race, so, and a strong finish as well. She never lost that gap after making it, so a very, very positive performance there from Melissa Courtney Bryant. Ava Lloyd in second, and Molly Hudson in third. Anne-Marie Neeson was in fourth place for a long period of time, the Danish national record holder over 800 metres, but ran out of it then in the last 100 metres. Perhaps that step up to the 1500.
Yeah, still a really good run. It's a long ways over 800. I know people double it, but it is a long. If you're more of an 800 metre runner, it's almost double the distance. It's like people say about you run a good half, oh, you run a good marathon. It's double the distance and it's huge.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But that's a really good one. She has some really good training partners that run the 15 as well, though. So.
Yeah. No, it's definitely. You know a lot about that field well enough then.
I'd know them.
Yeah. Okay, so fair enough.
I do.
You really batted that one back at me there, you know. Fair play. You'd make a great criminal, you know that. You wouldn't give away any information.
Depends when you get me. You could get all the info or you could get nothing.
That's
Depends
fair.
on the day.
Well, hopefully you can give me some info on this next race. We've got the Women's International is done and dusted. We're on to our second half of our timetable there. We are flicking over to the men's 800 metres, even though we clearly have, the women's 800 metres. So we're on a 2:47 with the women's 800 metres. So we're going through about, it looks to be 800 metre races, and then we have a couple of hundreds, back to some more 800 metre races, and finishing off the day with multiple levels of 1500 metres, a mixed relay, and then the pièce de résistance, the men's international 8 and the women's international 800 metres. So women's 800 metres on track. So we'll get you that start list now very shortly. So, women's 800 metres, Maisie O'Sullivan, St Albans AC, Charlotte Buckley from Brighton AC, Natasha Wynne from Great Britain, Georgia Marsh from Great Britain, Jill Cherry from Victoria Park, City of Glasgow, Saoirse Fitzgerald from Lucan Harriers, Lily Saxon from SOLSH, and then Rena Crotty from UCD AC, where I believe, Michelle, you are the lead distance coach.
Well, Renee Crotty coached, I think, Adam McMullen, but she is the IUA indoor varsity champ. Also ran a PB of 2:06 in Clonmel last week, along with Saoirse Fitzgerald, who ran a 2:05.48 World Under 20 B standard. So it'll be interesting to see if she can run another standard here. You'd have to think she could.
Yeah, definitely within her wheelhouse, particularly if she's running that at the start of the season. You'd have to think that another race, particularly over 100, can really. I find the first one is always a difficult one. They are off here. in this race. So you'll see just on the outside, you have Renee Crotty there. On the inside, Maisie O'Sullivan and Saoirse Fitzgerald there, the Lucan Harrier there, the tall, long, striding athlete there, kind of just left of your of the foreground there. Your shot 1:52 is her number. So she has gone into second place there, just behind, I'm assuming, the pacemaker. But we'll get an exact, it is in fact the pacemaker, gone into the lead there. Saoirse Fitzgerald just behind her, and Renee Crotty there, UCDAC athlete, in third place. So they've gone through at a reasonable lick here. Coming through 300 metres in 46 seconds. So they're flying it here, looking for a time of around 62-63 at the bell here. So coming through 400 metres, and it is still Fitzgerald there in second place, Crotty in third. So really strong running here from those two athletes there at the front of this race. And we'll get an idea of the third best athlete there. I think it's Natasha Wynne, sitting in third there, but really positive run there after the pacemaker has dropped out. Saoirse Fitzgerald's gone into the back straight, and it is Georgia Marsh there in the grey outfit has gone into third place. And these athletes got 250 metres left to run. Renee Crotty is tearing after Saoirse Fitzgerald there, who has sat in behind the pacemaker and then led after that. So she's really gone for that world B standard again. Under 20 B standards, so she's really getting after it here. But it is Renee Crotty in second place and Georgia Marsh there in third place, also looking to get stuck in. Lily Saxon there just in fourth place is getting put back into the main group there, but it is still Saoirse Fitzgerald. Still looks like she's got plenty of running left. She's made 12 metres on Georgia Marsh there, who's getting up for second place, but it is Renee Crotty in third. Fitzgerald 2:04, I think, getting over that line. So really positive run from Saoirse Fitzgerald there. Georgia Marsh in second and Renee Crotty in third place. So very positive run there from Saoirse Fitzgerald, backing up that run in Clonmel last week.
Yeah, consistent and quick.
And she has been coming all the way through the juvenile ranks. You've seen her come through, so she's a very high class athlete, and over multiple distances, over 8 and 8:15 and over 400 as well. So an athlete, a multi-talented athlete. Just in the centre of your shot there, Renee Crotty in third, the UCDAC athlete, and second place was Georgia Marsh. So that world under 20 standards was 2:06, so we reckon Saoirse Fitzgerald should have been under that. I got 2:04 as she got over the line there, but hard to. 2:05 is still well under that standard. So backing up that 2:05.48 from last week. So obviously in good form. We're joined again by Phelim Kelly, who will be joining us very shortly for this women's B 800.
Yep, came back especially for it.
Yeah, it's another excellent field here. We've got Zoe Ritchie from UCAC. We've got Outdoor varsity 100 metre champion. I'm reliably informed here. Hazel Hughes from Clonus AC, Ava Diver from Beachmount Harriers, Faye Mannion from Ennis Track, Clara Casey from Foyle Valley AC, Charlotte Myers from Crusaders AC, Janet Richard from Athletics Malta, and Tara Rose Smith from Finn Valley AC.
The famous Athletics Malta. The old Zoe Ritchie information may or may not be the UCD coach having that information to hand as well. Beside us, Michelle Finn doing some coaching at UCD AC as well. It's part of our multitasking duties. So what was the winning time there for the women's 1500? I was watching from the far side of the track.
4:04 we think.
Good going.
But that race is multiple minutes ago, so it's already well out of our brains.
As we're set here.
Yeah, so we've got Zoe Ritchie there in the UCD vest on the inside of your screen there, the yellow vest. Hazel Hughes, Ava Diver, Faye Mannion, Clara Casey, Charlotte Myers, Jeanette Richard, and Tara Rose Smith in this one. It's a pacemaker there, centre your shot, and they've got out reasonably quickly, about 16 seconds to the first 100 metres. As the stagger starts to unwind a little bit, they've cut in and get up to the 200 metres here. They're coming through in about 28 seconds.
So a good race to the 200 metre mark as they come across. It is a 2-lap race, I think, rather than a Chariots of Fire race to the 200. Get to the break and win at the 400 metre halfway split, but seems to be a little bit of Calamity Jane there, but it'll settle down here now. So that's Sarah Rose there from Sutton running for Finn Valley up in Donegal.
Yeah, good run there. It's come up towards the bell there. 60 seconds, and they were like scalded cats getting out over that first 200 metres. And 60 seconds is a fair old clip for athletes trying to run just under 2:10. So coming up onto the back straight, we could see, as you said, a bit of calamity here. They're all bunched together again, but it is a really, really good race that we're seeing here. Zoe Richet, the UCDAC athlete, is trying to break the rest of the field and try and move away from the athlete from Foyle Valley AC, Clara Casey. And battling together, and she's been overtaken now by Clara Casey and gone in with 200 metres after around 1:36 on the clock. It's going to be a great finish here, Philip.
Yeah, we'll look out for the red of Ennis there. Looks like my one to watch out for. With 1:20 to go. There's a brave run from Zoe Ritchie all the way there, but here comes on the outside Ennis Track Club, listed as Faye Mannion. Looks like one of her former teammates, Gemma Galvin, as well. But Pat Hogan always has a great array of athletes in Ennis Track, and here she comes powering through into the finish. Probably on for a big PB. Might end up around 2:07. 2:07 and change.
Yeah, Clara Casey there in second place as well, but Faye Mannion looked like she was almost out for a Sunday stroll with 50 metres to run there. I'd say there's plenty more to come from her, because that was a very relaxed looking 2:07.
Yeah, it looks like she could be a good metric miler as well. Last year we saw Emer Marr run well, I think, in the 3,000 in one of those, and I called she could be good at the 1,500, and she did well in the summer winning European under 23, and I think Faye Mannion is certainly one that can look at moving up a distance as well as being a classy half mile or 800 metre runner. So I think a lot of those runners can take a lot of confidence from that, even though they might have been looking to go a bit quicker. But going through in 60 shows that a good few more. Great catch in the wind here. The sheets were flying, and Ronan Duggan's rugby teaching went well there as he snatched the paper before it blew into the sky.
Cat-like reflexes.
Yeah.
At my age.
Wasn't quite like the West Ham bubble that blew away and died. He grabbed it. He's held on to the dream here in the commentary position of the Belfast Classic.
Yeah, in association with SportsShoes. But what a run from Faye Mannion there. That was a 2:07, as I said, looked very, very relaxed, and plenty more to come from her.
I'll go, yeah.
Apologies, we're sorting out lunch orders there, as you know, as we are professional commentators. Phelan is back with me again for this women's C race.
We made our name in our first few live streams talking about Kit Kat bars et al. So a long-term live stream needs the old classic bit of class of a David Duffield on Eurosport, famous fame of the Tour de France, which perhaps we haven't quite hit yet, but it's kind of the right balance between a bit of colour commentary and actual accuracy.
Yes,
and specific commentary, expertise commentary, one might say.
Don't let the races get in the way of commentary. That's what I always say.
Yet.
Yes, the Tour de France in particular, we're less likely to spend some time talking about the local wineries and the fromages as they would on that, and local castles, but we are spending much time talking about the wonderful Mary Peters track here.
Yeah, but one of the interesting features of the Mary Peters track that's come recently, you can see by obviously in association with SportsShoes.com, there is, we'll go through that hoarding there, is actually from a famous race course down the road. For some reason that's the inner lining of the famous race course here, which the name escapes me, but
the Armagh 5K?
No, the horse racing.
Oh.
So they're on their marks. Here we go. Pacer is on a quick turnaround.
Yeah, Niamh Kelly, Erin Levy, Jodie Foster, Sarah Lane, Chloe Cooney, Niamh Murray and Aisling Kelly.
Women's C 800 metres underway.
So strong start there in the centre of your shot from Jodie Foster. But getting into the 2-lap tango here, we've got these athletes that are going to try and hang on to the pacemaker. They got out pretty strongly there, 15, 16 seconds through that first 100 metres. They're going to cut in and going to try and settle themselves now. It's always a bit of a mad dash for the first 200 metres. This is where the race gets blown apart and the lactic that gets into your legs. 29 seconds through the first 200.
Perfection again.
Perfect, settled and on the money.
Yes, even splits out the door again, but it is that kind of nervous tension, and they race for that first 200 to make sure they're going fast enough, and of course they have gone plenty quick. But I think this pacer has done a double duty. I think she paced the last race and back in again, gone to 3:20 and expertly out onto the grass. But this pace is well on, Ronan.
Yeah, and Aisling Kelly is leading them now, the Ennis track athlete. She's come up to 400 metres, 61, 62, and perfect pacing for these athletes. She's settling nicely to that, and just behind her then is the Bray Runners AC athlete, Niamh Murray, and I think it's Clonliffe Harriers then, Niamh Kelly just in behind that. So all athletes still well stuck into this group of 4 here at the front. But Aisling Kelly, the Ennis track athlete, we've seen her compatriot Faye Mannion win the last race, and we'll be hoping that everyone goes home a winner on that bus.
She's holding that type of classic Matt Centrowitz move there. What's that? Holding the rail, tempted Murray in to pass her, held her off, and now looks like she's extending her lead to 2 and 3 metres.
Yeah, she's starting to run away with this. 150 metres left to run. She's going to kick for home, and it's Aisling Kelly entering into the home straight, and will hope to get herself over the line. Niamh Murray just behind her, and just behind that is the Clonliffe Harrier, Niamh Kelly, who's up onto her toes and getting after Murray here. Murray is working really hard. It's going to be a great battle here for second, but Aisling Kelly is away and home. It's Ennis track, double up, and just inside that, I think that is one of the Candor track club athletes getting up for second on the rail. Roy Silva-esque.
That was a classic inside, the shortest line. A bit of an old Mark English manoeuvre as well, has played that card. Lisburn AC there coming on the inside, number 170.
We don't have a name of her our 170 on our. We do on this sheet, but not on the other, do we?
There's been a little bit of a shift because Tara Rose Smith is listed, and she pumped up a grade. So
no, the 170 is a mystery athlete getting up there. We'll call her Rui Silva or Mark English, whatever you like, on the inside. But a great, you always have to make sure that
Michaela English.
Yeah,
at this stage,
it certainly always opens up on the inside, particularly in the last 50 metres.
A brilliant last 50 metres from her. And we have Killian Kerwin and a few guys now coming up now who'll be wanting to make their mark.
Yeah,
probably a touch unfortunate not to be in the international, but this is where you make your mark on Ignacio Pena.
I do believe, Philip, that Eamon Christie was on a podcast recently saying there was several 146 guys not able to get into that international race, which just shows the strength of the races here at the Belfast Classic in association with SportsShoes.com.
Exactly. And Killian Kerwin had one of his best runs, most impressive runs anyway, when he ran 147 and a championship record at the National Indoor, the Irish Indoor Championships back in March, end of February, start of March. Was an impressive winner in 147, so he'll be hoping to clock at least 147 here, and a 146 would do quite the number. He might have to get out here aggressively, as you can do the run through there, Ronan, if you can.
Yeah, Tom Waterworth from Huntingdonshire AC, Matthew McKenna from Walton Athletics, Killian Kerwin from Raheny Shamrock AC, Elliot Savage from Sale Harriers, Roland Surlis from Candor, another 146 man, Alex Botterill from City of York, Henry Fisher from Great Britain, Robert Hewson from Kildare AC, and Jack Organ from Brighton on the outside lane there. So really strong field in this one, Phil. Yeah,
Juan Ignacio in the SportsShoes.com purple season kit. He'll have to get out hard here now to try and make sure he can get these guys into position as he cuts across. That was well done. Just about. And there's Killian Kerwin said he's going to have to try and make this his own, really. We've seen plenty of 800 metre runners, and particularly in the last couple of years, see that they can dictate from the front, as Pena from Chile leads.
Certainly, Kerwin there, the virtual race leader, just sitting in second place. Roland Surlison there as well. So plenty of talent in this one. The Sale Harrier, Elliot Savage there, you can see in the green vest as well, featuring in this one. And 204 is Henry Fisher, and he'll be hoping to be hook, line and sinker till the end and get the win. This one, Pena has stepped off the track and nearly gone over the steeplechase barrier, but Kerwin has gone into the lead, and a really, really strong first 400, but everyone's still in the mixer.
Yeah, he panicked a little bit there, Juan, but again, probably just about good enough, and the runners are still well on it. Killian Kerwin, I still think, will have a little bit more as they are moving up on the outside with 2:50 to go.
Yeah, Henry Fisher there just on his shoulder, and the Sale Harrier, Elliot Savage as well, has gone by Kerwin as well. So Fisher and Savage are 1 and 2, Kerwin in third for the moment, and just trying to go around him is 199, Matthew McKenna from Malton Athletics. So they're battling there, but entering into the home straight, it is Henry Fisher from Great Britain. He's entered into home straight just ahead of the Sale Harrier, and just on the outside there, the Welshman. I'll get him in a second, but it's going to be a great finish here from Fisher. 146 high, I would say. Second place, the Sale Harrier, Elliot Savage. Third, I did not get Phil.
147 low, I would say, but a great race there. Teed them up. Maybe there was a 146 there, with touch quicker through the bell, but again, a lot to play for and some great racing there. Again, it's early doors. I know there's been so many scintillating times here in Belfast the last number of years, but sometimes you've just got to dust the rust the dust the rust,
yeah,
dust it off and get going.
It is a early in the season for a lot of these athletes, but we've excellent performances here. What a meet where we can have a 147 low, 146 high perhaps, in the A race, not even in the international race. So it just goes to show the standard of racing here, that those boys will be disappointed not to be in the international race, but what a race that was. All well evenly matched, and everyone in the mix coming into the last 100 metres.
Yeah, there's just more and more depth, as we know. Is it like the fly carb, bicarb, or the brand with the M and the sodium bicarbonate? Essentially, is that one of the key factors in improving in part of performances? Obviously, the old tech game, essentially overall, between shoes, supplements, and of course the old school. As Sean Kyle used to coach here a lot when he coached James Mack from Ballymena and Antrim, when James Mack made his big breakthroughs. The journalists are around him and he says, "What is he on?" He goes, "I'll tell you what he's on. He's on PHW." And I said, "What's that?" Pure hard work. Always a key part of athletics.
Yeah, certainly, but you can see improvements across the board. I suppose, Phil, we can start to take seconds off our times, translate it to the modern era.
Yeah, you can do that, but then you realise you were still back average. But it does take away the old, I could have done this, I could have done that on one level, but there's no denying that the shoes, but I do think a lot of it maybe is also, there's just, running is more popular again, maybe a little bit more of a middle class sport as well, and
yeah, and certainly I think when athletes start to run,
psychology factor as well. Everyone else is doing it, why can't I do it? I think that's definitely kind of had that.
146 has become the new one, the old 149.
48, 49, exactly, yeah, really, yeah.
Yeah, so it's psychological barrier as well, but you can see all those athletes getting after it and getting stuck in, and I think there's probably more of you can see there those lads are all really raring to go to run at 146, 147 standard, and not even too worried about racing each other, but wanting to just run those fast times. So an impressive run from that A race. The B race now coming up at 11 minutes past 3.
Past the hour.
We'll give you an idea of who's in that one. Finn Wodger from Metro St. Bridges, Kyle Moorhead from Crowell AC, Ben Nolan from M11 Track Club, Caelan McFadden from Cranford AC, Oren O'Sullivan from Middleton AC, Max Murphy from United Striders, Patrick Sheridan from Newcastle AC, Callum Hurley from Ferrybank AC, Tom Bridge AC's Jordan Chambers, and Dara Donoghue from Lucan Harriers.
Yeah, Max Murphy isn't here today, but still will be a good race. And yeah, I think it should balance out again. As we said, it's early doors. The little bit of a racing experience and people getting into that sense of racing again, hopefully will level out again rather than just pure time chasing, because obviously times are one thing, racing the next, and to also quote a famous old athlete and coach, and I was watching the television, was on the blink watching the 1984 Olympic Marathon in LA live on YouTube. Well, not live on YouTube, obviously last time was in 1984, but we were live at the time in the front row.
Alive.
And alive, yes. So it was interesting commentary, and also for whatever reason the ad breaks or outtakes weren't removed, so we could get the old off-air comments, looking for coffees and teas and comments on the race and who's who and who's that, kind of the behind the scenes of what actually happens at a commentary. But but to quote Jerry Kiernan, who famously came 9th in that race, he was leading, he came into the 4 leading at 20 miles, and he said that was as good as it got. And indeed it was. I got cramp. I said to myself, this is as good as it gets. And indeed it was. I got cramps at 20 miles and went backwards. But it was still one of his finest hours, 9th in the Olympic Marathon, which John Tracy was 2nd. But to quote Jerry, anyway, there's a few runners here, I think. He liked to put them up the distances. So there's a few 800-metre runners here, I think, could still run a mean 1,500 metres. Just having a momentary pause in the commentary as they sort themselves out in their lane order, and we'll be back live on the air in around 15 seconds.
So we're taking a little bit of a break here because we're putting together the next 2 races. So we've got the men's B and C races are going to be put together. So we'll be back to chat to you guys about these 2 races momentarily. And
ChatGPT, was it?
yes, melded 2 faces together. No, we'll give you exactly who we have in this very, very shortly. But we'll be back on stream in about 2 minutes' time.
In 100 metres.
So we have our combined races here. Killarney Valley in the inside. We're just going to try and jumble them up ourselves on the fly. So that looks like Jack O'Leary from Killarney Valley, then Kyle Moorhead from Crawwell. Oran O'Sullivan is in 4 from Middleton. We'll get you lane 3 now shortly. Louis O'Loughlin on the outside in the purple is pacing in our sportshoes.com, and we'll unveil the rest of the runners. Dara Donoghue is in there in the red of Luke and Harriers, and Louis O'Loughlin has stormed off anyway, so now we can settle as he comes across. So settling nicely, just needs to hopefully relax a little bit. 24, 25, he's had a look and he's extended again, so they are well on, Ronan, as the drone is capturing them from a height, and we can see Ratoath's Jack O'Donnell in the mix there as well, in the famous blue and white of Ratoath. So Lewis O'Loughlin is striding them out. He led the 1500 metres, as we have our Middleton runner really going bravely. 52, 53. This is hot pace, Ronan, for these athletes.
Yeah, that's Oran O'Sullivan there from Middleton, just he's now the race leader, going through 52, 53, so really strong running. Bobby Moore, the Bray runners AC athlete there in second place. So those two athletes are leading this one out, but it's O'Sullivan and Moore entering into the back straight. And 215 then is Jordan Chambers from Tonbridge AC. So they're working together as we enter into the back straight here. We have 210 metres left to go, but O'Sullivan is still leading this one out the middle of the AC man, making the journey worth it. And Tonbridge AC's Jordan Chambers then in second place, trying to get around him on the outside.
And Jack O'Leary in the green of Killarney Valley. We saw Jack O'Leary of Mullingar Harriers in the 3000, but here they are now coming. It looks like Oran O'Sullivan still trying to hold on as the Tonbridge athletes just going to pass him. They're going to be a shade over 150. Bobby Moore coming back into third place. Looks like 151, 150 point.
Yeah, Jordan Chambers with the win there, and that one, the Tonbridge AC man, would you reckon about 151 in the end. So really strong running there. 53 through the bell, so good strong second lap from those boys.
Yeah, that was a hot pace early doors, a little bit like some of the women's races there. A startlingly hot first 200 metres and then kind of settled in, so it can work out two ways. But a good 150 there. Bobby Moore, as we always say, never missed that one. The old 1966 World Cup winning captain has done a quantum leap. The old show, he's come back into 2026.
A niche reference for today's youth on the live stream here, but I thought he'd gone backwards there, Bobby Moore, in the last 220, but he came strong there with 50 metres to go. He got going again, so really good finish there from Bobby Moore.
Yeah, the stride potentially checked, and then he was tired and then realised he could see the finish again and got going again. See Archie Davis, who we saw in the 1500 earlier, he's doing a turnaround, so it's great to see the athletes, kind of the community of athletics really, isn't it? You run your race and then you help somebody else with their race. Sean Carrick is striding out there from Clonliffe Harriers. I think Matthew Fitzpatrick is in the all black, looks like a flying Kiwi. That's in the Dunleer gear.
Yes, full field is Rory Quill, Clonliffe Harriers, James Gilland from Queen's AC, Sean Nolan from Moy Valley, Sean Carrick from Clonliffe Harriers, Ben Nutter from Stirling University, Michael Moore from Cranford Athletic Club, Damien Prendergast from Clonliffe Harriers, Matthew Fitzpatrick from Dunleer AC. So full field here for this men's D 800 metres. So we followed on. We're actually getting ahead of schedule here now as well, after the B and C races were put together. Really strong field here. These athletes will be looking for 54-55, and as Phelim said, we've got Archie Moore doubling back from that men's 1500 metres from earlier. So good to see the pacemakers being found.
Archie Davis, yeah, not Archie Moore.
Archie Davis, sorry.
So we had a little moment, but Archie Davis from Brighton and Phoenix, again a famous club, historically Steve Ovett, but they have a great club there down through the years, and his coach's name escapes me, but met him countless times as well. But they have a great little setup there, kind of between that kind of elite and developmental elite squad going. It's nice to see that a lot of them are in the club as well, so it's like technically an actual club group rather than a kind of a group, an inverted commas super group, as we see some of the faces at the races on our stream now.
Technicolor dream coat there, Jose Mourinho.
Dad of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, thumbs up.
Big fan. Yeah.
I think that was a setup for the wife or something else, a sort of partner.
Yeah,
I really am a good dad.
I'm working
Look
hard
at me
here,
now. Doting. Yeah. I thought. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a Coldplay concert here.
It was either that or the other one. Thought you were going to get the milk.
Yeah. I've been gone for an hour.
And we saw Anne Gilshanen, one multiple world record holder in the Masters category. She was just on the screen there. Sure. See what other stars we can pick out.
Future stars. And here at the Belfast Classic at Mary Peters track. It's everyone's here, Phelim. We're here.
Most importantly. So the old classic thigh slaps is another one. The jump up for the sprinters, and then the old pat of the face, pat of the legs. That's Cranford AC. And here's a few more faces of the races. Do we recognise them? A bit of Eugene O'Neill there's in the kind of golfing blue padded jacket there. A fan of golf, but also I think a 5-time national steeplechase champion.
Owner of multiple gilets, I believe.
And Peter, I think, was beside him from East Down, formerly coach of Anna Gardner. There's Niall, the Masters podcast he has, and we see he's in the green jacket, and then Anne Gilshan. So that's the Masters section. As the whistle blows, back to the real live action.
That's Masters Athletics, not green jackets of Masters Golf. Rory Quill, James Gillen, Sean Nolan, Sean Carrick, Ben Nutter, Michael Moore, Damien Prendergast, and Matthew Fitzpatrick all on the line here. We're missing lane 5, which is our man from Stirling University.
So Eamon Christie has joined us as he's looking up from our lofty perch, our pigeon perch, as the drone is taking off, capturing the action as well. But another swift start. As we mentioned, Archie Davis, there's our drone shot. Archie Davis, who's running in the 1500 from Brighton Phoenix, now has his SportsShoes pacing top on and striding sweetly. As you say, this is the community of athletics. You run your race, you pace a race, and a nice atmosphere here now. So Matthew Fitzpatrick is slotted in second there, followed by our Cranford athlete, and then Sean Carrick in fourth. So moving sweetly, 37, 38. Again, a nice swift start through 300. And Matthew Fitzpatrick shouldn't go around the outside of the pacer, but he does. And it's kind of made a tactical error there. Archie Davis pushes on, and it's still nice and swift. 53, so he's well on for a PB. Matthew could have relaxed, but Archie Davis doing a great job there. Let the pacer do the work. Fitzpatrick strides away again. He's looking good as they're going to go into that headwind now with 300 metres to go.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick full of running there. He enters in for the back straight. Pacemaker finally drops out, and Fitzpatrick goes in for the back straight, striding away from everyone. He was on the heels of the pacemaker, so he's obviously got plenty of energy today. Sean Carrick's up in second place, battling with his fellow Clonliffe Harrier as we get into 200 metres left to go. And it is Damien Prendergast that he's fighting with there. Sean Carrick in second and third, but it's still Fitzpatrick entering into the home straight in that almost New Zealand-esque outfit. 100 metres left to run. They're on 1:37. Should be an excellent run here from Fitzpatrick. A serious battle on further back in the field. Carrick in second and Prendergast in third, but it is Carrick almost chasing Fitzpatrick over the line, but Fitzpatrick will win. 1:52 low. Sean Carrick in second, only just a step behind, and our third placer was Damien Prendergast, the fellow Clonliffe Harrier. A fantastic race there. To be running 152 low in the
152 low, and we'll get those results live, as you said, on the Belfast Classic Facebook page, and we've got the link coming straight through on all the live results. But Matthew Fitzpatrick looks like he's a lot more there in the tank with a little bit more of a savvy race, but he was flying there again. Great confidence running here today to springboard on for the rest of the season.
Yeah, certainly chomping at the bit there and trying to almost go around the pacemaker. You'd imagine a little bit more of a relaxed attitude in that first 400 metres, and he could have been ran even quicker. So plenty more to come from Matthew Fitzpatrick there, the Dunleer AC man. So after this, we're going to be on to the women's D race, followed by a women's E race, and then we're packing the 800 metres for a few minutes and looking after the 100 metres events. So plenty more to come from the Belfast Classic here. So flying through it, we have, I said, the women's D800 about to come on stream now very shortly. But a fantastic in the D race there, Matthew Fitzpatrick at 152 low. So really positive run from him. We're still almost laughing at him trying to go around the pacemaker, showing his excitement, I suppose, and readiness to run at fast time. Sometimes you just want to be left at it. Let me at the race.
Yeah, do you know, funnily enough, I was on the cross trainer in Santry during the week, Bank Holiday Monday, I think, and Matthew there was doing a session outside, and I watched him viciously throw up in the middle of the infield. So he's been working hard in training. Good to see him get the results in the race.
You really sold that. It's very descriptive, and I saw it there in my mind's eye. I can imagine it, and he was raring to go there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's ready. Served him well.
Yeah, so fair play. It has to be done, especially over 800 metres. We were discussing, Michelle, about potentially whether you'd rather be a sprinter. You know, certainly you don't want to be a 400 or 800 metre runner. That's they're surely the worst events. 400 metre hurdles as well, in terms of the sheer misery.
Yeah,
the
probably.
puking.
It's hard to know, but then do you think sometimes the pain comes after the race? It's almost like as soon as it hurts, you suffer for 100 metres and then you really suffer afterwards.
Yes, possibly. Whereas, are you saying you never suffer? You know,
And I'm saying in the longer stuff, you really suffer mid-race.
Yeah. But then you're fine afterwards. Absolutely fine. Bounce back again. So we'll see who's going to make everyone else suffer in this one. Neela McKenna from Monaghan Phoenix Athletic Club, Cleena Riley from Dunleer AC, Eve Mooney from Ratoath AC, Susie O'Flynn from Raheny Shamrock AC, Amy Kirkpatrick from Glasgow University, Millie O'Neill from Stirling University Athletic Club, Rachel Jez from Lucan Harriers, and Hermione Sheridan from Newcastle AC. So excellent field here in the women's D 800 metres. We have athletes of all ages in this one, and our pacemaker there as well, doubling back from our earlier 800. So we should see a strong run in this one. This is the D women's 800, followed by the E directly afterwards, and then we'll be on to our 100 metre races momentarily. So this race is due to go off at 3:29, and we are pretty much bang on the money here for that time. So these athletes ready to go. So getting themselves organised, this is probably the most difficult part. You've got athletes getting themselves organised just before the race. Are they nervous, you know, taking all the information in?
I'm sure they are.
Giving Ronan Duggan a brief break as his hefty wallet falls out of his pocket, and a stretch he's been on the stream without pause for nigh on 3-4 hours, but he's used to it from his teaching duties in school. He's always on. Ronan Duggan is always on, at home, at work. He never stops. The man loves the job.
Next to the track, we have the women's D800
So,
metres.
Michelle, we have our D800 metres. Want to call out some of the names there?
Yeah, I think Ronan just called them all out, but we have Neela McKenna, Cleena Riley, Eve Mooney, Susie O'Flynn, Amy Kilpatrick, Millie O'Neill, Rachel Jez, and Hermione Sheridan.
Very good. And Fintan Riley, who's the infield commentator, that's his daughter in the pink in lane 2, Clean O'Reilly, representing Dunleer AC. So always a family affair with Fintan. Passionate athletics man. I think he's in situ or potentially going to be the Athletics Ireland president.
Oh, I think I saw her competing at the North Leinster schools during the week too. Would that be possible?
It's definitely correct. She would be North Leinster region.
A big week.
A lot of the schools athletes are doubling back for a quick early season to chase their time standards and race performances as they are away. Neil McKenna from Monaghan Phoenix. Brian Peppard is in the stand, a long-time coach in Monaghan Phoenix. As we see again our purple gear, which Michelle you were wearing, that's our pacer, and striding out smoothly into pink, that is Riley, Clean O'Reilly. Rachel Jez on the outside in the red of the Lucan Harriers, and then our Newcastle AC is a great singlet. That luminous side strip of the yellow on the red always helps to have a look out, and that's Hermione Sheridan, and that's Patrick Sheridan's sister actually, who I've started coaching, Patrick, so he's there having a look to see how his sister gets on, and he's just down below us just at the track. So again, just on the outside in the pink is Clean O'Reilly. Pacemaker having a little look. I think they're running nicely enough. 61, 62. I think this is a pretty good pace for this Group 65. Riley is looking smooth. Again, a little stall there. Jez is on the outside in the famous red singlet of Lucan Harriers. Who's your money on here at the moment, Michelle?
I think I'm going to say Clean O'Reilly has more in the tank. Although they look pretty strong coming up behind her now, actually, now that I say that.
Always the commentator's curse, but certainly 3 in the mix here. Jez just moving up onto the shoulder. But Riley, as you say, looking still strong enough as they're going to approach 600 metres, 140 on the clock. So again, around 2:10, depending on how hard they can close, but you look like you're calling it nicely so far. A lot can change in 800 metres as they get rubber-legged a little bit with 120 to go. The lactic is filled, but Riley in the pink is striding out again. Looks like she has it sewn up. Michelle, you called the winner from a 350 to go. She has the strength, the speed, and a nice boundy elastic stride. So here she comes striding nicely into the finish. 2:14 on the clock as it runs on. And another great run there.
Yeah, she looked really comfortable the whole way.
It's very good going. So again, the field is rounded out, all under 2:30, as proud father now goes over and congratulates the daughter. There you go. He wasn't impressed with the other Father of the Year candidate. He had to come back across and go for it. Go for it. His wife certainly does know he's here. She begrudgingly knows he's here, I think. But that's part of the deal. So as an athletics man, so great running there. And we've seen, I think Finn, his son Finn, might have been running earlier in a 400. We've seen his daughter NASA runs a lot as well. She's in Candor Track Club, headed by Mark Kirk as the head coach anyway. Katie Kirk, one of the founding members of that club. So again, they're tapping their toes, pushing the feet into the ground, dealing with the nerves, and also trying to keep spruced up for the next race, which is the 800E, due off at 3:35 on various clocks, and we're at 3:34, so we're pretty much on time. There's been 1 or 2 withdrawals. Christy was telling me that Abby Ives, last year's winner, who I mistakenly called as Polish, I think, into the finish line at the time, but she has had to withdraw with a sore foot, unfortunately. But there's still going to be some great athletes there, headed by Sarah Calvert, who I think has a time of 2 dead. And again, it's always a time for somebody else to make their name, and every year can't always be a record-breaking year, so it's good to see hopefully some good races, and we've seen some pretty good races so far in some of the women's 1500, men's 1500 and the 3K. So they're standing back from the line. Women's E, we have Lara Corrigan, Ilo Dwyer, Myrn Nivukula, Annabelle Lawler, Sive Nivukula. So should be sisters there, twins potentially. Dara Ellie Winters, Aurelia Crotty, Erin Sproul and Holly McNulty. Again, not all as per programme. We have, you can see Tullamore Harriers there. You can see the two Lucan Harriers there though. Myrn and Sive Nivukula. Aurelia Crotty is there from Tullamore Harriers.
A sister to Renee who ran earlier, I'm pretty sure.
So there we go. Athletics very much is a family game. We saw Molly Daly and her sister, one running the 2, Molly in the 4. So we mentioned again 3 generations running for Ireland. It's the first time ever that happened. That was at the World Relays last week. So again, a nice smooth pace, 30-31 for that first 200. Again, it's hard to kind of get the pace correctly even. You're always going to go out a little bit hard, and a nice smooth 31. So our pacer are doing a good job as they're bunched up. As we see the Nivukulas there, one at the back, one just running wide, and as you mentioned there, Aurelia Crotty, Michelle, is looking pretty good there in the blue and white of Tullamore Harriers. And that's Myrn Nivukula is of the 181 of Lucan Harriers. Again, we see the 2 Fitzgeralds, Niamh and Niamh Fitzgerald and Owen Fitzgerald do a lot of the coaching in Lucan Harriers. As Myrn Nivukula has stepped on the gas. Michelle, do you want to call the winner here again?
I'm going to call Myrn. Yeah, she's looking strong. I feel like in these ones they kind of have paced themselves pretty well and seem to be able to hold on. And again, just as I say that, she looks under a little bit of pressure from the girl in second. What's her name?
That could be Lara Corrigan there from Monaghan Phoenix.
I'm going to stick with my original. She'll come back in the last 200.
She's going to have her strength, but again, it looks like a nice tight race here. Myrn still looking strong. That's coming back into the 4. It's number 184, that's Dara Ellie Winters from Boyne. And that's Lara Corrigan has pushed into the lead.
I spoke too soon.
Yes, you did, but a nice run here from Lara Corrigan. She's coming in, striding sweetly into the finish. Myrn has set a good pace, 2:17. We'll get the official. Rose Winters, and we have Crotty coming in 4th, and we have Nivukula again rounding out this next 800E race. Next up is the sprints. So we have 100A women, 100B women. So we've 4 100-metre races. Should have some quick times. I think the wins have all been legal so far. So our 100 metres, the old Tom Cruise line, they feel the need for speed. And it is at 3:41, so in approximately 3 minutes, although I don't see many blocks down there, so we'll see how we're looking for that next segment of the programme. So there's Lara Corrigan and the athletes there just debriefing, so we might just take a little pause from the commentary just for a second as we see where the officials are sorting out the hundreds, and take a breather, and then we might come back to a little bit of faces from the races. So we see Seamus McCann there in the black hat of North Belfast Harriers. He's hosted the North Belfast Harriers 5K here. He hosted that meet that famously launched Nick Riggs into national news. Anyway, ran 14:10. He'd only run times on Strava and Parkrun and things like that. And he said to Seamus, I ran those times legitimately, as you wouldn't necessarily believe a youngster, even if it was just innocence. As we've seen before in the old COVID era, people had 5K times, but their run time was a couple of minutes longer when they stopped and started their watch. And as we see two young lads doing the classic roll down, never gets old. Some of the old games are always, there's a really fascinated fan there having a breather, getting ready for the 100 metres. Could be potentially watching the stream as we look at her, but I don't think so. Well, she's had a look to the right, maybe she has. But
looks like a fast runner potentially to me. Is that Michelle Duggan maybe?
could be. Happily seen as we see a few more of the 800 metre runners who are going to be running later in the programme. I think Henry Jonas is here. He ran a 1:45 last year, probably 1:44 actually, not 1:45, 1:44. So again, some launch pad. There's one of the Nivukel is there. Again, as Ronan said, some of the after effects of a 400, 800 are generally, can be some of the worst in terms of seeing black and white and questioning your life choices. As we have three more aficionados having a chat against the fence of what their favourite races were so far. We still have two international 800 metre races to come, and we have our 400 metre races and then a plethora of 800s and 1500s throughout the afternoon. We're going to bring us right up to 5:34. As here's a few of the lads. That's the bikers are here. There's great mountain biking land here in the forests here. So they're doing a bit of practice on the handstands, but it's famous here for the mountain biking.
Put it all in there for you, so it's not sitting. There you go, thank you.
So we're lined up. And Chrissy's popped up. There's a... What type of a dog is that, Michelle? You're an animal lover there on the screen here as well. I know you're looking in person, but do you know the type of dog?
I do. I'm at a loss at a second. I know. I do know.
You kind of got overly excited just literally looking at the dog, I think.
A miniature dachshund. Is that a miniature dachshund?
I think that makes sense. Ronan Duggan has come back in with the cue. Ronan, would you like to come back in? I think he's like at a loss. What do I do? I've been talking for 4 hours. I want to keep talking.
Yep, Phelim has spotted the chocolate brownie and tried to jump off the stream. I met Ger O'Donnell on my way around there as well, who sprints coach, who was very excited about some of the excellent 400 metre races we had earlier. So we had quite a...
Jared was excited. In what sense?
Well, like he was,
His mellow self.
for him, he was excited.
Yeah.
There was a brief, like, a modicum of excitement.
But he was impressed by the times.
He was, yeah. No, it's been some fantastic races in the sprints and in the distance. Obviously, Jeremy Azu in the 200 round was a particular highlight in the sprints, but across the board, all the different distances, we've had some outstanding runs.
He was zooming around the track here in Mary Peters. Mary is normally here. I haven't seen her yet, but she's still kind of got Ronnie Delaney RIP in the last month or so. He always had that line of one is an Olympic champion, one must always have the air and look of an Olympic champion, and certainly Mary Peters still looks pretty much $1 million, even though I think we were talking about earlier in the week. 1972, it was Munich, she won the pentathlon, and I still think she fits into her Olympic tracksuit, which is impressive. She still looks the business, and her statue is always up to the top left. I think you can It's in the distance there. It is. The camera is pointing towards the Mary Peters statue, of which it's kind of a nice seated area and a bushed area, and people are kind of paying homage to her, I think, down there as they discuss the athletics that has taken place so far.
Yeah, impressive work to fit into your Olympic kit from 50 years ago. You know, I was looking at the SportsShoes pacing kit, going, "That's some nice kit." Do they do a shot putters version? Because that would fit me.
Oh yeah,
Did you not?
the famous line. I'm not sure if she still. I'm sure she has the medal somewhere, but that was the famous line for Ronnie Delaney. Did you run it? Did you win it? Do you have it? Will you show it?
Yeah, and he always did.
He wasn't shy in that gold medal, but who wouldn't be winning the creme de la creme of Olympic events, the 1500 metres in 1956 in Melbourne, and the first female Olympian, Maeve. I mentioned her husband there earlier, Sean Kyle. Maeve Kyle has graced this track multiple times, and she was on that team with Ronnie. I think Maeve might still be alive. She's still doing well, always at the high jump area. But we also saw, in terms of pentathlete, and one of the athletes has graced this track and competed at everything for the last number of years. Laura Frey was running in the 200 metres, and she has a child as well now, so she was beaming down at the track post 200 metres. So again, that's the next in line. As we've seen here, it's kind of a family affair, isn't it? But sisters and families and mothers and grandfathers alike, it's kind of the lineage of Irish athletics. When you see a new good athlete, it's like, who are they? Oh, their father was pretty good. As we see, Molly Daly, Rob Daly and Fiona Norwood, both great 400 metre, and then Fiona in the 400 hurdles as well.
Yeah, and certainly I suppose it's a sport that it gets into the bones, gets into the families, and everyone gets involved in it. It's similar down in our club. Recently they'd opened the track, and different people were doing the traffic and different jobs in the day. And I was looking around, I was like, I'm related to pretty much everyone here. So yeah, it is. So nearly always a family-run operation, but we certainly have a good operation being ran here today. It's 100 metres up next, women's 100 metres at 3:41. I think we're a touch behind schedule, but we had to take a little break there for the 100 metres.
So we're just getting the blocks set up there. Yeah. So there's nobody in my family involved in athletics, keeping up my black sheep persona in the family.
It's a healthy enough effort on your part to break out and rebel by doing a very healthy thing.
I think they're happy everybody's back in the park run though now, so I'm popular again. I have something to offer the family.
So in this women's 100 metres, Janine Boyle from Finn Valley, Angelica Stelica from West Coast AC, Leila Colfer from St Lawrence O'Toole, Rachel Bennett from Great Britain, Lucy Fraser from Scotland, Lauren Ryan from Dunedin AC, and Rihanna McCarthy from UCD AC. So Rachel Bennett and Lucy Fraser doubling back from the 200 earlier.
Yeah, we saw Rachel win her 200 race, I think in 23.5. Janine Boyle, good to see her still competing. She's been, I don't know if I see her just there in lane 1. She might be running a bit later in the long jump. She competes in the long jump as well and has competed for Ireland in multiple underage international relay teams.
An 11:72 performer at her best. She is being given bib 2 on our list here, but I don't think that's. Are there in a bib 2, is it?
I don't think so. I think that could be Breer again, who we saw in the.
Doubling back. So, yeah, an excellent field here. Sale Harriers in the centre shot. That's Rachel Bennett, who stormed home in that 200 metres earlier. So she may need to get a little bit quicker here on the first 60, but she certainly has a finish. Sale Harriers athlete into their blocks now. 100 metres.
As the wind whips up.
And they're off here, and Bennett is off strongly there in the inside lanes, but it is Leila covering as well, but it is Breer there absolutely flying it, and coming back strongly is the Sale Harriers athlete Rachel Bennett, but just running out of track as we have a faller there. That is Lauren Ryan. Hopefully it's all right. Looks like she is up, and other than a bit of a shaking, a bit of wind, she's probably okay. But good finish there from number 2, which is Breer, and Bennett, number 5 there, centre your shot, second place.
Some good track burn there, yes. I think there's a bit more shock there than I was worried there. There could have been a collarbone or something gone for a minute, but looks like the shock has kicked her back up, and she says she's all right, but that is going to sting.
In about 10 minutes, and then also tomorrow morning.
Yes.
You get that, stiffness of, oh no, I hit something very hard. But hopefully, look, she's generally all right. Said no broken bone. That was my first thought as well. Was, oh no, that looks like a shoulder or a collarbone, which it could quite easily be. But she is up and moving anyway, and all is well. So a positive end to her 100 meters there. Next up, we are going to have the men's A 100 meters. We've
Women's B, you were right the first time.
We look like we've lost the women's B. I think the women's A and B were put together. And I think
No, that's the back straight there. You're looking at Ronan.
Yes.
So the women are in their blocks there. I know there's blocks everywhere. Part of the commentary gig is we're actually looking at the screen as well. So they're warming up down the back straight, some of those runners, but we are certainly have our next women's race. They've popped out of their blocks. They have been tested. As we see MSB in there always, that's Chidinma Adikabi from MSB. Always a great singlet. It's one of the easiest ones to pick out. I like the luminous colours when you're commentating either on screen or live at the venue. The bright singlets make your life a hell of a lot easier than a regular blue or green, of which multiple clubs can be wearing them. So it looks like there's only going to be 3 runners in this, and then we'll get into our men's races.
Yeah, number 15 there in the left-hand side of your shot is the Orange Grove AC athlete Esther Hameen-Smith, and we've also got Finn Valley's Amy Timoney there, who's just in that lane there in the very centre of your shot, number 12. So those 3 athletes, Amy Timoney in the blue and white of Finn Valley, and we have Chindaima Adekebi from Metro St. Bridget's, and Esther Hameen-Smith, Orange Grove Athletic Club there on the left-hand side of your shot. So these 3 will be getting into their blocks very shortly.
Timoney Adikabi and Esther, is it?
Esther Hameen-Smith.
Women's
Orange Grove Athletic Club.
And wearing orange.
Yes, and very much a club producing many sprinters over the last couple of years, the Sykes brothers and many more besides. So into their blocks. And out very strongly there, Timoney going really well in Finn Valley, but she's been matched stride for stride by Adikabi. Adikabi looks like she's getting away from her over this last couple of metres, but Timoney and Adikabi are working really hard to get her there, and it is Adikabi just ahead of Timoney with Smith just in third there, so really closely matched affair there.
Yeah, 12 seconds. We'll wait for the official clock, but Adikabi looked very smooth there. Held her form well, loose in the shoulders and composed, so looks like she's plenty more to come. And at that rate could extend out for another 100 metres and run a mean 200 metres.
Yeah, she was very comfortable there throughout, and a good start as well. Timoney running very well, and Smith as well. They're all very, very closely matched there. Just a reminder as well, if you're on Facebook, you can, or even if you're not on Facebook, you can check the the Belfast Milers Facebook page and find the Belfast Classic live results link, and you will find all of the results that are happening throughout the day are being inputted, and you'll find them on that. So if you do want to know any specific results, they are being put in as we speak. So those 100 metre results will be up very shortly. Next on track is going to be the men's A 100 metres. So in this one we've got Rekwan Luciano of Ireland, Owen Murphy from Scotland, Joshua Awajole from Fast Twitch Athletics Club, Adam McMullen's stable, Krishan Aiken coming back from that 200 earlier from Scotland, Ben Sykes, we just mentioned, from Orange Grove Athletic Club, Jesse Osas from Ireland, Nemenkaya Onmuru from Metro St. Bridget's, and Adam Sykes from Orange Grove Athletic Club.
And Jemica there on Moira, we've seen him at the indoor arena multiple times at David Matthews' NIA Live in the 60. So more of a full crew, full house here today in the men's 100.
Aiken is the class that's fielded 10:34 man at his best, but that was in 2023. It's a season opener for him here, and he was second in that 200 earlier, so he's definitely in good shape. Should go well here. He is number 20 there.
And he'll be wearing the blue of Bonnie, Scotland.
Yes, well, he looks like he's in yellow there now, but...
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of...
the yellow and black of Scotland.
Owen Murphy, sorry.
But yeah, Owen Murphy is in there, number 18, just the right-hand side. And number 19 there, just the centre of the shot, Joshua Awojolo from Fast Twitch Athletic Club, coached by Adam McMullen. So, really strong field assembled here. We've got multiple athletes running under 21 or 22 seconds for 200 as well. Owen Murphy, it's got 10:64 for 100 meters, 21:46 for 200. Ben Sykes 10:56 just last year, the Orange Grove Athletics man. Emmanuel Zoran 10:59 last year, and a 10:88 Windy. Oh, sorry, the season, and 10:62 for Nenjika, and the season's best of 11:08, and then Adam Sykes at 10:71 in 2021 and 10:81 only just last year. So in good shape.
Very good.
I said, Krishan Aiken, definitely the class of the field, 10:34. That is fast.
Kershaw reminds me of Bershawn Jackson, the great 400 hurdler, and good on the 4 flat and an old relay. It's a great name, Kershaw, as well. Nice rhythm to it.
Will he have rhythm here? Will he need the rhythm, or will he just power to the finish?
I think he'll need a bit of everything. Rhythm, rhyme, and a bit of speed and power as they settle into their blocks.
Yeah, will we see a 10:34 today? That 20, it's his season opener over 100 meters, so he'll be looking to set a standard now to chase for the rest of the season. Into their box, the 100 meter men's A race here at the Belfast Classic in association with SportsShoes. And Aiken up very strong there, centre shot number 20, but next to him is Sykes and the Orange Grove AC athlete, but going really well is number 19, Joshua Olajiri from Fast Twitch AC, and he's got the win in this one.
Oh.
And there's slats flying all over the track there, but what a win there from Joshua Awajulu from Fast Twitch Athletic Club, beating out the favourite Kershaw Aiken. Really, really strong run there. They're all really well matched in that first 40, but
yes, and Jemica from MSB ran a great first 50-60 meters, and then it kind of unfolded there, didn't it? Who can hold on to their top end speed the longest after that, and Ajula certainly did fast switch. Adam McMullen will be happy. He's had a number of athletes running, and he was nearly cleaned out on the cut across there.
Rickwan Luciano, I think, from West Coast AC, coming right across the track and moving at speed. We've never moved at that speed,
at a rate of knots.
But certainly a fantastic run. Ben Sykes running really well as well over that first 40, but it's funny that the last 40 in that 100 metres, you can really see the class separate, the wheat separated from the chaff, because those boys made a gap over that last 40.
They sure did. As I say, what is it? Speed endurance, and holding on to that top end speed. Who can transition from each phase of the 100 metres? We'll have to get Coach O'Donnell back in here for more technicalities. But We might try and see, can we pull up the live result just to see also, do we have a wind reading there? I can go into the results box and see, do they have any wind readings?
I don't think we do.
So Hannah Breer did win that women's A 100 metres in 11:54. I'll check in the official results box. Rachel Bennett 11:07, Lucy Fraser 11:92, and in the women's B, Chidinma Adekabi 12:36, Amy Timoney 12:45, and Esther Hameen Smith 12:58. And it looks like our first time before they're all official 10:84 for that men's 100 metres.
Yeah, some really good running there in that men's 100. As you said, the wind reading will be interesting. It has been kind of changing. I know Michelle was telling us that it's a gentle breeze, but she is from North Cork, where a gentle breeze is pretty much a gale, you know. So, who knows? Who knows what it's like down there? That 100 meters 10:84. We're looking at guys running maybe 10. They've all run PBs of 10:50, 10:40, 10:60, that kind of stuff. But for an opening race this early in the season, it's a pretty good run there.
You had the father Ted reference earlier. It'll do, Ted. For some of them, they mightn't be too pleased, but it'll do. As our next wave of 100 metre athletes are standing behind their blocks, Ronan, as the whistle goes from the official.
Yes, Cormac Crotty from Annalee AC, Leon Ewer from West Coast AC, Harry McElwain from Letterkenny AC, Ola Runtobi Orinde from Reading AC was in the 200 earlier on as well, Killian Curran from UCD AC, Kieran O'Farrell from Dunor Harriers, and Charlie Byrne from UCD AC. So
Next up, we have our
good
female
field there on
400
track.
meters.
Now, how many of them are on the start line is a different situation. We're missing Charlie Byrne, I think, number 32 is not there. And other than that, I think we are good to go. We don't have Harry McElwain from Letterkenny AC either.
Killian Curran's gone for the hybrid look with the tights and baggy shorts in this one, as he's wearing his maillot jaune of UCD, the yellow shirt.
Yes, more cycling references today. We're gone mad for the cycling film. Getting into the blocks here now, getting ready for the set and the go. And they're off really strongly here, but it is our number 30, Killian Curran, they're running really well, but number 26, Cormac Crotty from Annalee, going storming along, but in the end it looks like Killian Curran with the arm in the air, getting the shoulder over the line, breaking the line first. I think he got the win on that one.
You think? Yeah, I think the Ratoath athlete is that. Jesse there will get the name right from Ratoath there anyway. Wasn't Cormac Crotty anyway. No. But Killian certainly bounded down that track. And he can't hear the commentator anyway, so he wasn't bounding down with fury of the commentator, but he was bounding down with precision and pace. On a pair of half tights, full half tights, he can maybe shave another 0.1 off that. So great running though from the lads there. We'll look again for the official times coming through for the Belfast Classic.
Yeah, number 26 is down as Cormac Crotty from Annalee AC, but that does look like more like the Ratoath
singlet,
yeah.
as written on it.
Yeah.
In the blue and white. Annalee are green and yellow from Cavan. Ratoath would be more of the Meath variety.
The winning time there for Killian Curran from UCD.
So we've
Killian Curran was announced as the winner, so
there you go, called it.
Duggan called it.
Never doubt me.
Doubt me now, as one of your athletes once said after Leinster Schools Championships. Of which nobody had doubted him, but anyway.
Yes. But the less said about that, the better. So
athletes do have a great way of dressing up stories in their minds and portraying them as fact. But anyway, that's whatever gets you going and motivates you on the track is the most important thing, as we have our 2-lap tango wonders coming back onto the track. Probably the most popular event in track and field, nearly, particularly in terms of participation as well. You'll never be short of filling out an 800 metre race at any type of a meet, from low to high. Everybody is looking to try and get into the 800 metres, whether it's the Diamond League, the Belfast Classic, or even an old Dublin graded or a Donkey Derby. Everyone wants to run the 800.
Until the second lap. Somewhere on the back straight, the dark back straight of their soul. The men's 800 metres e-race is on track now. We'll get you a start list for that. All the way down, as you said, there'll be many races. Esosa or Omoregbe from Dunleer AC, he's going to be in a black vest.
That's Victor. I can't see him though.
And then we have Joseph O'Connor from United Striders AC, Thomas McKenna from Walton Athletics, Ben Clavin from Corran AC, Shane Hart from Havering AC, Mason McCreary from Longview AC, Ted Collins from Nina Olympic, and Dylan Kelly from Denor Harriers. So we have yet another 800 metre race, but they're so entertaining.
They are entertaining. I am a cynical man, but I wasn't being cynical on that front. It is a popular distance. It is a great race. It's easy for spectators and fans to watch. It's 2 minutes of action, kind of even fits in the TikTok era and all that.
Yeah.
As I ever increasingly become a dinosaur with age, but it is a great race. A lot happens, and as you say, it's kind of they say the 1500 mile is the perfect distance in terms of the old 4 versus the old. You would reference Shakespeare before, don't they, for the 4 parts?
Yes, yeah. Start, middle and end. The 4 acts of a mile, but the 800, very much. You got 2 minutes. You got winners, you got losers.
And it's prolific and popular on the international scene. Obviously, Keely Hodgkinson and a number of her teammates from the M11 Track Club have been gracing the track today and in previous editions of this meeting. And we've seen Ben Pattison, a world bronze 800 metre medalist, storm to glory in the 1500 metres. He won that in Budapest in 2023, and it's certainly hot right now to coin a better
Zoolander.
Look for a better phrase than that. You saw Cian McPhillips came 4th in the World Championships and ran 1:42, and that we've seen sub 2 broken in the marathon at Sebastian Solway, and I think they're pushing that 100-second mark of David Radish, and we might see a 1:39 sooner rather than later, particularly if we add an extra plate or super foam as part of it with the sodium bicarbonate.
Yeah, I suppose it is one of the events that's probably most affected by that, the bicarb. It's with the lactic acid.
Seemingly so. It was kind of levelled off for a few years and kind of called the hardest event to coach, but now it seems to be more and more straightforward with Trevor Painter, particularly on the women's side. They're going to push that world record even more, run a world indoor record, but they'll look to break the Russian world record, or the USSR. Was it Marita Koch or Kratochilova? I think Kratochilova has it with 1:53, and certainly Justin Rinaldi and his Fast 8 Track Club kind of delivering more of the, I suppose he's been broadcasting more publicly rather than some of the other groups who are flying as well, but they seem to have gotten the knack of a type of double threshold, if you want, for the 800 metres, which is more doing your top end speed, flying 30s and your mechanics, and then getting the blend between, as Garrett Sanford, one of the most venerable sports scientists, say, between mechanical training sessions and chemistry training sessions. So running your 200 metres at rhythm with enough recovery, like 2 minutes, and then delving more into the chemistry, which is what we've kind of been generally talking about in the 800 metres, which is basically the body going into full hydrogen ion mode and the lactate trying to clear those hydrogen ions. So basically your head is in the bin and your body is going to bits. So that's your chemistry session. The mechanical's getting the rhythm, as these guys are going to try and blend a bit of mechanical and chemistry together for the 2-lap tango.
And you forgot about the most important thing, intestinal fortitude.
Exactly. And turning left and running straight always goes well on a track.
So Oremengbe, O'Connor, McKenna, Clavin, Hart, McCreary, Collins and Kelly.
No Asosa and no Clavin on the track as I see, but we've seen Jack O'Leary, I think, is pacing in the Killarney Valley. We saw him run a little bit earlier. And the tall striding figure of Ted Collins, I think that is in the Nina singlet on the outside.
Yeah, Dylan Kelly just outside him. And they're coming through nicely there. They're trying to get up on Jack O'Leary. and get into that rhythm, as you were saying. They're coming through 200 in about 26, 27 seconds, so a decent lick at this moment in time.
A very decent lick for these lads, so they are rolling now, and O'Leary having to try to glance over the shoulder and trying to encourage them along, and I think there could be plenty of change, so we'll see how smoothly they're running as they go around the bend. Once they go through the lap marker, around 53, 54, looks like it's settled down nicely, so a 25 and a 28-29, so they're going to have to keep it moving now, Ronan.
Yeah, Clavin working well there at the front, and O'Leary still hanging on as the pacemaker there. He let a little bit of a gap, but he's just letting Clavin take the lead there with ease. Kelly then in second, and the tall athlete Collins then in third place. So those three athletes are making a little bit of a gap with the rest of the field, but this can turn around massively in that last 200.
Yes, I called it wrong. Clavin is in the race. He's wearing his Heavies Track Club singlet. I was looking for a Sligo, but he's wearing his team training gear. As Dylan Kelly is stalking on the shoulder, followed by Collins and the United Striders athlete in fourth. So all can change now. Kelly is pushing in the famous Donor singlet in the white and black.
Yeah, and here comes Collins into the home straight as well. Will he get up and use those long levers and get around the corner? There's 3 or 4 from across the track at the moment, but it looks like it's going to be Kelly, followed by Clavin. But on the outside, you get an idea who that is in the cap, but he's got up for second place. But it was Kelly holding on for the win.
Yes, Kelly hung on lovely. And
Thomas McKenna, perhaps? 236.
I think you're right. I think it's Thomas McKenna. He had a little fist pump as well, so I think he was happy enough with how he came through. I think he's wearing the old cap which has been donned today. Nearly pulled off full Dave Wattle coming through for the victory. As you can see there, it was like a wall of lactic as they were all running in treacle, as they call it, coming into the finishing line.
Yeah, a touch of rigor mortis in the last 50 metres there for the lads, but not for McKenna, who got up and got up for second place. Storming finish from him. Really strong run. Next up, another 800. Would you like another 800, Phil?
Wouldn't
Yes,
mind.
please, yeah.
At least 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. What's 4 more?
So we have, as they're such entertainment though, so why not? Why not? In this one, Senan O'Reilly from St. Catherine's AC, Owen Rogers from Finn Valley, Godwin Matthias from DSD, Daniel Golden from Leeville AC, Alan Hagerty from Castlebar AC, Adam Kelly from Moy Valley, Adam Withers from East Down AC, Sean Hayes from Nina Olympic, and Samuel Manny from Havering AC.
Havering?
Havering?
Alan Hegarty there as part of the stable. Let's have a look and see how the pacing is done. So again, still think there's a lot can be done on that last 300 metres, 250 in the 800, particularly on these, for want of a better word, lower level 800s. You've only got around 60 seconds that you can give in an 800 metres, so kind of using up your energy in that first 60 seconds, and then there's a little bit to go. Learned that before from an famous Irish athletics journalist, Cathal Dennehy, who was storming to media world titles at these world championships, but looking at how he was able to close in the last 60 seconds was a good observation, and how you have to manage your energy even in an 800. It's won in the last 200, not in the first 200, as we've seen throughout the afternoon. There's been a lot of races to the first 200, and there's still 600 metres to go. Nice little camera angle there as we are on our marks.
We certainly are, and Havering AC is in Essex. So the only way is Essex, and he's out there in lane 8.
Alan Hegarty was a little bit keen there from Castlebar AC. Great.
And 800 metres on the way.
Yeah, out strong in the Leeville AC athlete, Daniel Golden there as well. Long striding athlete has got himself into the lead as we come around to the first 100 metres. He said it's going to be a race to the first 200 again. Finn Valley's AC's Owen Rogers there just on the inside, so but they've settled down nicely, and it's going to be the Castlebar athlete Alan Hagerty is going to get himself into the lead.
He's in the green, he's settling in, and Goulding is ahead from Leavell. So the pacer had to sprint up there in 27, but it is going nicely enough now. This should be a reasonable pace, hopefully going to go through in at least 55 seconds. So Goulding is looking good in the Leavell. Is it gold or yellow of Leavell?
It is a
gold and yellow.
Leavell fringe there to your left there. But it is golden, whether it's yellow or not, it's golden in the lead, the virtual lead here in second place, just behind the pacemaker. They're coming through in 57 seconds, and he is leading it there. And around the outside, the East Down AC, Adam Withers, with a withering look to the rest of the field. He's trying to get himself around golden and to the front.
Yeah, there was a bit of argy-bargy between him and Hegarty up the home straight, and then another one at the bell. So a little bit too aggressive, but Hegarty goes around the outside again, and he is striding into the lead in green, and he is turned on the jets, Ronan.
Yeah, he's actually storming away there with 250 metres left to run. He's left the field for dead. Is it too soon? Will he blow in that last 50? It doesn't look like it from here. He's storming away to the finish. It looks like he's got it wrapped up here as we come up with 150 metres left to run.
A big aggressive move. He got a little bit of argy-bargy on two occasions, but looks like he has it with 100 metres to go. Can he run 155, 156? Be happy to take home the victory, as he is tying up a little bit in the last 50, Ronan.
Adam Kelly there in second place as well, charging after him at the moment, but he's not going to run out of track. And it is Hegarty with the win from Castlebar AC, Moy Valley's Adam Kelly in second place, and in third we have Samuel Manny from Havering AC making the way over from Essex.
So a little bit of a messy race there from Alan Hegarty. Looked a little bit disappointed, but at times, sometimes it's just nice to win. It's easy to forget, and you can get a second or two here, but as we said, it's a long way to go this season. You can blast this meet out of the traps and kick on, or else you can have a slow start and pick it up through the season. So the national championships for most countries are not till the end of July, and it's the start of May. So we've seen it before. You can come out of the traps early, but it is good to be starting well, but there's still a long way to go if you can make a few adjustments and see where you are in your journey in the season. Either you've overcooked the training a touch and have to back off, or else it's time to now up the ante. And again, a lot of people are going to altitude, and that can play around with a few days here and there on their performance, and then also sometimes maybe they can decide they could have done the same performance minus a trip to the mountains.
Yeah, but it was, as Michelle said earlier on, the mountains are quite nice to look at. So sometimes it's not about the altitude, it's just about the view.
The view. Just go for a hike up the Cooley Mountains. They're not far from here.
So in this one, Conor Irving from Lagan Valley, Callum Irvine from Annandale Striders, Zach Hall from Dungannon AC, Pádraig Kelly from Keeper Lit, Fionn Begley from Bray Runners, Keelan Moorhead from Crowell AC, Pádraig Kelly from Keeper Lit, Owen Aylward from St. Sennans, Sean Cotter from Crowell, and Ben Walsh from Nina Olympic.
And the Keeper Lit, that's the singlet there, and we were looking for it earlier, the yellow and green, and it's the top named club of the day. We're going to give them a prize.
Yeah, the prize is no prize.
The prize is pride. They've been announced as Istvan Sogi, who ran in the 3000 earlier. He's in the purple SportsShoes.com in association with the Belfast Classic gear, as he's striding out now smoothly to try and bring the lads along. An Olympian in 2021 for Hungary in the 1500 metres. Running nicely, and he's going to have a little look and drag them along nicely. So 26, 27 seconds. He's had a little look at the clock. Have a look behind. He's running smoothly enough.
Yeah, lovely start to the pacemaking journey there. 27 seconds through that first 200. Now, they haven't really got right on him at the moment, which they should do if they want to try and run personal best here. But it's Keelan Moorhead there from Crowell sitting in their virtual race lead at the moment, and he's been overtaken by 258, which is Owen Aylward from St. Sennans AC. 252 is Callum Irvine, then the Annandale Strider with the sunglasses coming up there on the outside.
So a nice drag along. As I said, the St. Senans man now closing the gap. The pacemaker was a little bit far ahead, but at the same time, it's a nice marker for him, and he's done a good job now bringing him to at least 500 metres there. So 300 to go, a little bit of a headwind, and Irvine from Annandale Striders might be trying to do the Eddie Irvine, as it were, in this last 250.
Quite possibly, and we also have in the Olympics Ben Walsh in third place there, and one of our keeper lit men then in fourth place, but still leading this one is the St. Senans AC man, Owen Aylward. He's got a bit of a gap there back to Irvine, and there's a bit of a three-man attempt here to take down our friend from St. Senans, Owen Aylward, as we enter the home straight. He is starting to tie up massively. It is Walsh from the Olympic getting up on the outside, getting onto his toes into the lane of high hopes, and he's getting after it.
He is, and he's coming sweetly as keeper lit is keeping it lit to get past Irvine in for the podium position in third.
That was Pádraig Kelly getting up there for third place, but great finish from Ben Walsh from Nina Olympic there.
Another great squad down in Nina Olympic there. There's a few woohoos there, so somebody's happy here in the stand anyway, and there's a few people waving from the bottom down there of the track.
Yeah, so it's once again brilliant runs there across the board. Lots of fantastic 800 meter times, even down here in our G race. Up next is the 800 meter H race.
The G unit race, the G majors.
So on this one we've got Dean Varley from North Down AC, Dermot Hanna from Ballymena and Antrim Athletic Club, Scott Owen from Lagan Valley, Daniel Hanley from Ace, Noah Sheridan from Lagan Valley, Fergal O'Hare from No Club, Daniel Connolly from Raheny Shamrock AC, and Ronan Keenan from Leeville AC. I feel like we should set up a club called No Club, or a club called Unattached.
Unattached, as it were. And just from earlier, see a message coming in that Cleena, Michelle, you mentioned in the Northlands, you did. She won the under 16 mile on Wednesday. So there you have it. From Derek Green, who may or may not be a friend of Fintan Riley's. He might want to be labelled that publicly, but
I heard he just claimed not to even know Fintan Riley, who's doing a wonderful job here, infield commentary. Has an eye at all the races here and knows who's who and is getting the crowd going.
The who's who. He's commentated on the under 11s and the under 12s at races right up to the Morton Games and even the European Cross Country Championship. So he's had a little swigging of water himself and clearing out the throat, and more dulce tones from Dunleer on the infield as we have Bandon and Dublin on the mic. I'm in a Cork sandwich here between Finn and Duggan.
We're about to kick off here in this H race. Oh,
I was about to say there was a blatant false start there. Oh!
There's guns going off left, right and centre here. Rarely do you see a false start in 800 metres.
That was like a 3-shot salvo.
Yeah.
He jumped the gun, which brings me back to a former life of ours.
Yes.
We had a website, Jumping the Gun, and a podcast before podcasts were popular and everyone had them, but again, never was a smart businessman and ahead of my time.
We were actually brought down by this very meet, if you recollect, by Cathal Dennehy.
Was it?
Way back in whatever it was, 2018.
Okay, on our marks.
Dean Varley, Dermot Hanna, Scott Owen, Daniel Hanley, Noah Sheridan, Fergal O'Hare, Daniel Connolly and Ronan Keenan.
And a clean start. So who's setting the pace? Maybe we don't have a pacemaker. And maybe they have the Let'sRun.com Jakob Ingebrigtsen t-shirt. Somebody's just going to say, I am the pacemaker.
2.63 is Scott Owen there in the Lagan Valley vest, and outside in the...
It's Jack O'Leary is pacing actually.
Going again, yeah. And Leeville AC's Ronan Keenan is getting on his shoulder.
The Kerry man is the king of pacing, and look at this lovely shot now. Look at the beautiful trees there. They're going to be wrapping around the steeplechase water jump. Mary Peters, give her a wave on the right. How are you, Mary? You're looking good in the statuesque. As we come into the 100 metres, they are striding smoothly and swiftly. Again in that colour of yellow of Leeville. We'll get the correct Dulux marking, but Lagan Valley are looking good in 3 and 4 as well.
Yeah, so you've Ronan Keenan there in the virtual race lead, and just out behind him is Scott Owen from Lagan Valley, and our other Lagan Valley AC is Noah Sheridan. So these three together, O'Leary is going to step off the track now shortly, and these three are going to duke it out for the win, and they are locked together in lockstep as they go up the back straight.
Lagan Valley, and there is no lagging now as they have 250 metres to go. Can the Leavale athlete hold that inside rail and hold them off? Rather than tighten up, can you get loose and keep the cadence going? 200 metres to go. He's doing a fine job of it so far. As the Leavale Valley with the Lagan Valley, are they starting to lag behind?
It is Keenan now with 150 metres left to run. The Leavale man all the way up from Cork going for the win here with 100 metres to go, and behind him Scott Owen's head is going rocking back and forth. He's gritting the teeth. He's trying his best to try and get up here on the inside, but I don't think he's going to have it. It looks like it's going to be Ronan Keenan, but he's going back at him all the time. It's going to be a serious battle over this last 20 metres, but Keenan is going to hold on at the finish to win at 1:59, sub 2, and the only.
Look at these celebrations.
Sub 2.
The famous sub 2s, the Lagan Valley teammates are legging it. The Leavale man is happy. And we saw Noah's Ark there was chuffed as well, and his buddies are running around. Look at this, there's fist pumps galore going around on the side of the track. So happy days. It's great to see the innocence and the joy of those marks still matter.
Yeah, sub 2, the original and the best.
It is the original and the best sub 2, and the 800 sub 4:15, and then what is it? It's probably sub 4:20, I would say, for the women's 1500, and maybe sub 2:08 maybe for the women in the 800. Obviously doesn't quite have the same rings. I've said it before, but there should be more for the girls and the women to know what that sub 4:20 for definite in the 1500 metres for women is a nice marker then into your sub 4:10. But anyway, we are back up for another 800 metres, I think.
Yes, please. We have the I race here. We've got Niall Armstrong from North Belfast Harriers. We've got Jamie O'Reilly from ACC. We've got James Rhodes. We've got Eddie Black from Clonif Harriers, and a student of mine, a Belvedere man. And then Joshua Chalmers, also of Clonif Harriers, and Ollie Hanna, Lagan Valley, and Adam Craxton from Bray Runners AC.
So James Rhodes, he makes his annual pilgrimage. I think now he photographs a lot of the races, and then he's from England, and he's running a race himself as well. So he's become quite a permanent fixture on social Twitter, for now X, and a few others, and he gets a lot of the photographs going from international meetings. He's a big fan, and he's also putting his feet where his fingers click as well, and getting on that tartan track, Mondo even, as it were.
Yeah, he's just there in the yellow vest, just on the left of your screen there. So they're off nicely in this one. So we had a sub 2 clocking there, and that one is Eddie Black. He gets out strongly there in the centre of your shot. I think it's Eddie Black anyway. You can have a good look. It is. Striding down the back straight, the Lagan Valley man there as well is Ollie Hanna, and he is going well there. He's gone by the pacemaker and letting the pacemaker get to the front now. So these three look to have gotten away. Pacemaker, Ollie Hanna and Eddie Black are 2 and 3.
And they are away and clear from the rest of the field. You can see O'Reilly from ACC. Is that Ian O'Reilly? Has been a prominent coach in Drogheda for the last 15 plus years. Has had the likes of Tyg Donnelly under his wings, and helps a number of the other athletes in ACC at the moment. So our pacemaker having a look at the watch, doing a good job, but sometimes it's also just having a little look around as he pops off. So Lagan Valley versus Clonliffe. This looks like it's going to be a mano a mano, a duo, a tete-a-tete.
It certainly will be, and Ollie Hanna there is leading at the moment. Eddie Black sitting in behind, trying to do as little work as possible here, just hold on for dear life up the back straight, but it is Hanna into the lead here on the back straight. The Lagan Valley AC man is striding away. Eddie Black just needs to sit in there and let him do the work, try and kick by the last 150, but he's going now.
He's gone the opposite, and I agree. Sometimes they're looking in, question their life, and they're hurting, and then they get a bolt of energy and say, damn it, I'm just going to go now anyway. Now he's got 2 or 3 metres. Can the Lagan Valley man again re-muster as well? Especially at this level, he might see the finishing straight and gallop it once more. It's a long last 100.
It certainly is, but it's going to be shorter for Eddie Black. He looks like he's going to get himself over the line before Ollie Hanna. He's working hard. He's to relax the shoulders as he's driving up the home straight. Eddie Black looks like he's going to get the win up here at the Belfast Classic, and he's going to be very, very close to 2 minutes. It's a brilliant run from Eddie Black here, and he looks around 2:01, 2:02. What a run! Personal best for him. And Ollie Hanna then in second place. Black is not happy, but he should be. Good run.
He should be. O'Reilly and Rhodes and North Belfast Harriers rounding it out, all under 2:15. The camera on the cameraman. There you go.
A super run from Eddie Black there, Clonmel Harrier, with the win in that one. We're delighted. Won the part of the team that won the All-Ireland Schools cross country earlier this year.
Very good. And his coach, Stephen Bateson's very happy there as well. He's holding the phone up to him. He's showing him all the splits.
He's gone, here's the live score of Premier League
Pat in the
scores.
back. Exactly, yeah. Liverpool drew with Chelsea, you'll be glad to know. Haven't been able to keep up the rest of my fantasy football team, but anyway, I'll check again. Brighton got a double fire, 2-0 in 5 minutes against Wolves.
Yeah, it's all go, but no one's watching that. They're watching the Belfast Classic in association with SportsShoes.com.
I know it's only when they get a quick break to their app, the Premier League app.
So 2:10.
So we're on. Film, there's no more 800s until the end. So we've got 1500 metres. Stepping up now, we got the men's A 1500 metres. And we've got a couple more besides that. And then a 4x4 mixed relay. And then we're on to the 800 metre international races. Hitting it hard.
They are hitting it hard down the back straight.
So we've got 3 3/4 laps, the metric miles on the track. 1500 metres. We'll start this now very shortly. And remember, you can check in on your live results link and on the Facebook page.
We have 9 races left on our race card programme.
And our next one up is the men's 1500 metres. Louis Wudger, Oisin Toy, Miles Hewlett, Finton Kearns, Frank O'Brien, Sam Stapley, Jack Miskela, Lorcan Ford Dunn, Cian O'Boyle, Franklin Shepherd, Lucas Lyons, Oisin Davis, Jamie Wallace, Finn Diver, Evan Savage, Craig McMeekin, Stephen Lister, Cian Hodgins, Shane Spring, Oscar Schofield and Shane Moran. So it's a big field.
It's just, I was going to say, just a light field of this 1500. I think there's so much depth in that it's nearly going to be a challenge. They could have split that race in half and both would be equally as good. I've seen that before. Remember down there at some of the Oxy meet in America, some of the lads complaining I'm not in the A, but both can be good. Sometimes there's nearly too many lads of the same calibre and they're all going to watch, and there's still a few lads who would like to be in this race. But again, if you could talk sensibly to athletes, you could split that race up in two and they'd run equally well and run a PB. But we'll see how they bundle off. But there's a lot of young athletes there looking kind of for, like Lorcan Ford Dunn, these kind of European under-18s, world under-20 standards are getting close enough. You see Lucas Lyons, and again a nice singlet there, the North Leitrim. There's Craig McMeechan, a former
National Junior
cross-country champion, didn't he win that one? Yes. Shane Moran and the Swinford. We saw his teammate Shane Bracken. There's Lewis O'Loughlin on the pace. He has had a latest release that's out on Spotify. If you look up DJ Lewis O'Loughlin, he had his released on all major platforms by himself yesterday.
I genuinely thought you were messing.
I'm not. I certainly haven't. I never joke. I might be an idiot, but I never joke.
Yeah, so that European under-18 standard 3:53.50 is what a lot of those boys will be looking for, which is fair running.
We had it all, it's called. I've been telling myself that before. I did have it once. So they've lined up and away they go. So Louis Wudger is in the inside there in the MSB singlet. So Louis O'Loughlin's going to take this one out. Let's see, can he do a stellar job?
3:45.50 then for the under-20s in Eugene, Oregon. So these boys will be getting stuck in there, trying to hit something in and around that pace. Louis O'Loughlin has gone straight to the front there, and behind him the MSB man is directly in behind. That is Louis Wudger there, sitting in behind the pacemaker, Louis O'Loughlin. And 3:59 just behind that then is Lorcan Ford Dunn from ASAC, sitting in there in the kind of green singlet. And we'll figure out exactly who that is just behind him in the cap. It's all the rage these days, Michelle. Not a cap wearer yourself, are you?
No, just a cap knitter.
This is true, yeah. They are available on your website. So Wudger now into second place, just behind the pacemaker there, which is Louis O'Loughlin. and Ford Dunn just in behind that, the ASAC singlet. We'll get a handle in on the couple of athletes there as the field starts to thin out a little bit. It's a big field, all bunched together here as we go around, and all very much in the mix. And kind of hard, I suppose, when it is mixed like that, Michelle, to kind of find your feet or to get out where you are getting blocked in, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you almost need to settle and try not to fight too hard for position, I think, at that point.
And that, I suppose, comes with experience over time, whereas a lot of these athletes are young and maybe not as experienced, and then trying to get out of the gap that they're in rather than just letting the race settle. We see plenty of RG bars there. We've had a faller. Not too sure who that is. It's
North Down AC.
North Down AC man Craig McMeekin there, who is probably one of the more experienced athletes in the field, but it was quite a heavy fall as well, which is you can see he's got up and walked away anyway. A bit of track rash perhaps afterwards, track burn, but it's still at the front. Our pacemaker has now dropped and Louis Woodger has taken the lead, but hasn't really pushed on with it because he's got a lot of people together there, a lot of pushing and shoving there for the lead as they make a bit of a drive for home with 600 metres left to run. We're coming into the home straight for the penultimate time now, and it is 3:59. Who is Lorcan Ford Dunn, who ran over in Boston earlier this year. He'd be looking to run a pretty good time here. 3:62 then is Lucas Lyons from North Leitrim AC, and 3:71 is Oscar Schofield from Sale Harriers. With 400 metres left to run, he'll be trying to break out of this prison that is the rest of this field and get himself to the finish. Schofield with 350 metres left to run. He's trying to get away from the field, but he's struggling to get away from the reaches of the North Leitrim man Lucas Lyons. And up on the outside there as well, we've got a handle on exactly 360 Cian O'Boyle from Ennis Track Club. We've seen some of the Ennis Track athletes winning earlier and be trying to get himself a W to bring home to Clare. 200 metres left to run. It is the Ennis Track man Cian O'Boyle just ahead of the Sale Harrier Oscar Schofield. These two have a little bit of a gap back to Louis Woodger. And we've got runners back in the field making their way up Beachman Harriers. Finn Diver is making a late run from home and has gone for it. He's gone into the outside lanes here, lane high hopes. It is Finn Diver, but Cian O'Byrne and Sale Harrier. Oscar Schofield looks like he's going to get over the line this one. It looks like it's going to be Schofield just from Finn Diver with our man from Ennis Track Club, Cian O'Boyle, in third place. And if you thought the 800 metres were good, that was a smashing finish in that 800 and that 1500 meter men's A race. I have no idea what the time was. There was too much happening.
I think it was a 340 lows. 41, 42, something low. Not sure.
That would be incredible running from those lads. That was
we were too busy watching the actual race than the clock.
Which I think says enough. You know, that says it all. That it was a fantastic finish there. You kind of changing of the lead over the last couple of hundred meters, and O'Boyle really looked like he had it sewn up, but Schofield came back at him first, and Finn Diver making a really late run there from Beachmont Harriers on the outside. You know, stay in the pack for as long as possible.
I know, but the pack lasted 1500 metres.
Yeah, it was a really tightly bunched field, and you can see there was a lot of athletes of a very similar standard, and they all came in together there. Normally we get a good chance to figure out who's fourth, fifth, but they all just came together there, so it was an impressive field there in that A race. So we're on to the men's 1500 metre B race. It's a high standard been set there now in terms of action, so no pressure on these guys. Sebastian Havens from Sydney University Athletic Club, Paul Delahunty from Dublin City Harriers, Ewan Lagan from Mullingar Harriers, Nicky Faulkner from Thames Valley Harriers, Ryan O'Neill from Rathfarnham, Charlie O'Neill from Donore, Luke Kelly from Candor Track Club, Ben Brunton from St. Bridget's AC, Sean Healy from DSD, Rory McAvoy from Kilkenny City Harriers, Shea O'Donnell from Ace Athletics. He's another man part of the St. Mary's schools team that went close battling with Charlie O'Neill, who's in this race as well in the schools cross country. Luca Hamlin from Aldershot Farm and District, Oren McBurty from Flynn Valley, Garrod Toohey from Sligo, Ed Tottenham from Clonmel Harriers, Ferda McDonough from Lucan Harriers, Luke Johnson from Moy Valley, James Foote from Bray Runners, and James Gracie from Beachmount Harriers. So really strong field again in this one. Ben Brunton in there as well, a teacher like ourselves.
Yeah.
And
Just-
where he's teaching now.
I don't know, but he's just back from altitude there over the Easter holidays, so testing himself over the shorter distances. He often runs a marathon or a longer 5k even, well, longer than 1500.
Yeah, so he'll definitely have the endurance, but will he have the speed? Particularly, we've seen some pretty quick opening 200s in a lot of these races here as well. So he'll enjoy trying to stick with that pace. Ben Brunton will, but a strong field here. Rory McAvoy in there as well, Shea O'Donnell. So they're off. Another big field in this one, evenly matched throughout, and Pacemaker will try and get himself to the front as quickly as possible. We can see another really quick first 100 meters, 13 seconds. They've gone through the first 100 meters in there, so trying to settle themselves on a big field, people trying to get into position and trying to push hard over that first 150 meters. See Charlie O'Neill is sitting in there in third place, second in the actual race, third on your screen. And just in front of him, 3.74. That is Paul Delahunty from Dublin City Harriers. So got a really good field here. We got Beachmont Harriers in there in fourth place as well. That is James Gracie, in fourth in the actual race. So he's sitting in there nicely as well. And those athletes have come through. We're going to see it get a 400 meter split here shortly, which is fairly fast. We've gone through in 59 seconds, so 3:45 pace for these boys. I know Charlie Neal's ran at, I think, 3:53 back there in the third place, as you see it on your screen. And he'll be looking to break that 3:50 barrier if he can, after running a European under 18 qualifier there recently over 100 meters. He's sitting in there third in that white vest of Dunor Harriers. James Gracie just behind, or 2 places behind him then. I think that's James Faulkner then, or Nicky Faulkner from Thames Valley Harriers there, sitting in just behind that. 3:79 is Luke Kelly from Candor Track Club. And 3:84 there is Luca Hamlin from Aldershot, Farnham and District there, just behind Charlie O'Neill. In leading this race, or second as you see it on your screen, Paul Delahunty from Dublin City Harriers. Running well there. They're coming up towards 800 metres now, and they're still almost perfectly paced here through this. Gone through in 2:01, so really strong pace here. Pacemaker's dropped out now, and the race is going to be won or lost. And we have Charlie O'Neill getting up onto the shoulder here. He's obviously raring to go, and he's gone into the lead here. The Dunor Harriers athlete has gone by Paul Delahunty from Dublin City Harriers. We still have Aldershot, Farnham and Districts. Luca Hamlin sitting in there in fourth place. Get a handle on our man in third place here now. And that's the Candor Track Club man Luke Kelly there in third at the moment. So they're coming in here to the home straight for the penultimate time, and it is Charlie O'Neill, the Dunor Harriers athlete. He is in transition here in Belvedere College, won the All-Ireland Schools cross-country team title earlier this year, and leading them into the last lap here in this men's 50-100 metres, 2:50 at the bell. So he'll be hoping to close and as quick as he possibly can and run a personal best. It is Charlie O'Neill. In fairness to Paul Delahunty here, he's passed by O'Neill but has just sat on his shoulder then from there on out, but he's sitting in nicely there. And 3:79 or Luke Kelly from Candor Track Club, so he'll know this track really well. These three athletes are working really well there and have moved away from Hamlin. It's these three are going to be the medal men in this race. 200 metres left to run, 3:19 on the clock, and a little bit of a stumble there from Delahunty, but O'Neill is looking really good in front and hoping to get himself over the line here. Kelly has sniffed blood though, and he's got 150 to go. He's gone around, he's chasing down O'Neill, and it looks like the Candor Track Club man Kelly is going to take on O'Neill over this last 80 metres. He's going to try and get up on his shoulder, but O'Neill is holding strong. It is O'Neill and Kelly, and they're battling hard here. Will O'Neill hold on? Doesn't look like he will. It's going to be Kelly just on the line, photo finish. Kelly and O'Neill at about 3:51. So O'Neill may not have won the race there, but he'll be happy with a personal best. And delighted with that run there from O'Neill and from Luke Kelly. Really, really strong performance there. Very impressive.
Yeah, it was so impressive. Great to see Charlie take it on as well.
Yeah, he's been running. He ran a 3K there in the schools, and he's obviously ran well out in the cross country earlier this year, up in age, running up at senior, even though he's an intermediate. So He's strong for sure, but good to see him taking on there. But Kelly had just had that in the home straight.
Good finish.
He certainly, but about a 150 there, you could see he just got up on his toes and went, oh, I have a shot here, I'm going to go for it. And they go for it, he did. And O'Neill did try to battle him hard in that last 50 metres, but just couldn't hold on. But he'll go water for ducks back for Charlie O'Neill.
Yeah, was it a PB?
I think so. I think it was 351, and his PB is 353, I think.
Nice.
So he won't be upset.
No, we won't complain with that.
No. And his father Eugene there, as you mentioned earlier on, wearing the gilet, and he'll have plenty of good advice for him, I'm sure.
And what about Luke Kelly? Was that a PB for him or just a strong finish?
Well, you're putting me a lot of pressure on me there now. Thanks.
Sorry, I should do this work myself.
Yeah, it's okay.
I've been sitting here taking it all in, doing very little, just putting pressure on you two all day.
But that's what people need to do, you know. Sometimes you put the pressure on me and I'll have to step up. He's ran 14:10, which is very impressive, over 5k, 8:20 over 3k. And of course, I'm getting absolutely nothing over 1500 metres here, but he's certainly got the strength. 14:10 is lovely running. No, AI is giving me nothing here.
Well, he got the win. PB or not, he got the win.
We'll figure it out. We'll chat. We're on to the women's A race now very shortly, and it is almost certainly a PB it is a massive PB according to World Athletics for Luke Kelly, who has ran 4 minutes flat. So he's ran potentially a 10-second PB there, which would be incredible running. So we're on to the women's 800 or 1500 meter A race. So who have we got in this one, Michelle?
We have Denise Toner, Eleanor Fush, Tara Rose Smith, Amy Hayde, Aisling Fitzpatrick, Ciara Rowan, Abby Smith, Kelly Neely, Catherine Martin, Lisa Conlon, Elizabeth Reams Bosham, Isabel Cuff, Carrie Foster, Cora Scullion, Eve Dunphy, Maeve Caffrey, Alex Mundell, and Karen Hayes.
Yeah, and I may be completely wrong here, but Elizabeth Reamsbottom from Mid Sutton, maybe a cousin of Charlie O'Neill, as there is a Con Reamsbottom in our school, and who's Charlie O'Neill's cousin, and they live in Sutton. So
Mid Sutton. I can neither confirm nor deny.
No, I wasn't asking to. I was merely speaking out loud. Yeah, an excellent field here. Eleanor Foot, the steeplechase club. Bit of an aficionado as you were of the steeplechase. So she has ran that many times. Amy Hayde ran some sparkling times there. The Newport AC athlete as a juvenile athlete. So really, really strong field. We've got our Carrie Foster also in there as well, the Candor Track Club athlete. So an excellent field here. So at the moment we've settled into a nice leisurely pace here. It's kind of more sensible pacing here in this one. 34 seconds through that first 200 metres, 68 second pace, around 4:15 for the 1500 metres. So it'll be good runs all around if we were to hit that, which would be no harm at all. 3:06 is Catherine Martin of Lagan Valley AC, and she's sitting in nicely there behind the pacemaker. But we've got a good field all together here at this moment in time. Everyone nicely packed as the pacemaker has come around and is going to come through in, I would say, about 71 seconds when we get there. Yep, 71 seconds or so, which is strong pacing here. And these athletes are all starting to go with that pace now and settle into their rhythm. We can see there the Lagan Valley AC athlete, Catherine Martin, is leading that race virtually. She's in second on your screen, as you can see. And we'll try and figure out who the third place athlete in there as well is, but it's a really positive running here from these athletes. The field is stretched out nicely, good rhythm to the race at the moment. And we will figure out who that is. As you can see, a wonderful drone shot there as they come around the corner. You can see the fantastic arena here at the Mary Peters track for the Belfast Classic in association with SportsShoes.com. See, 3:15 there is Karen Hayes from Dublin City Harriers there, settling in nicely into third place in that field. So it is a excellent group there of about 5 athletes that have moved with the pacemaker. Pacemaker has done sterling work here. We're getting our way up to the kilometre mark here very shortly. And
through 800 metres, so on around 4:26
We have
pace.
Kira Rowan there in the blue singlet is now up into 4th place as well. So she's taking closer order of that group of 3 pacemakers, going to presumably drop out here at the kilometre mark, which she does, and will make Rowan a 3rd place overall there. She's closing that gap with every stride and getting herself into that group as we enter into the home straight for the Plunton time. Catherine Martin still leading this one, and it is 3:13. That is Maeve Caffrey of St. Cocos AC there in 2nd place. So it is 3:06. Centre your screen there is Catherine Martin from Lagan Valley. And our St. Cocos AC athlete Maeve Caffrey in 2nd place with 1 lap to run now. They'll get the bell, and it looks like Kira Rohan, the Waterford AC athlete, she had full running there. She closed a massive gap and has done was worked wonders to get herself into this position now in 3rd place. And now that she's there, she's going to have to try and get around some St. Cocos AC athlete and get onto that back straight, which she duly does. And she's behind Catherine Martin here now. Rohan still looks full of running here. Very long, bouncy stride, kind of reminiscent of Laura Nicholson, the Bannon AC athlete, and she's tearing after Catherine Martin there, the Lagan Valley AC athlete. She's gone by her now. She's really making a burst for home with 200 metres left to run. It is Kira Rohan, the Waterford AC athlete, opening up that stride and tearing away here. 150 metres left to run. She's working the arms and she's powering to the finish. She's already made 2, 3, 4, 5 metres of a gap and is into the home straight. And it's Rohan with 100 metres left to run, and the race is sewn up now. It's going to be a serious battle on for 2nd place between Catherine Martin and St. Cocos AC Maeve Caffrey, but it is Rohan a clear winner in this one. She's going to try and break 4:25 here. She's going to get 4:25, 4:26. Really positive run there for Kira Rohan. Caffrey in 2nd and Martin in 3rd, and then we have the field storming in here with athletes all coming in together. Lagan Valley AC coming in there at the same time, and really, really strong finishes there from plenty of athletes. So a good positive run there from Rohan.
Yeah, that was really good, really well paced, and a really strong finish.
I suppose it's one of those situations, Michelle, where she was gaining on the field from a lot of running, which gave her a huge confidence.
Yeah, it's a nice way to run it. It's a nice way to be finishing strong and catching people rather than being the one suffering home.
I always preferred to do that as well, but I think I tended to commit on the sitting back.
I know, do you know there's a time and a place for both, I feel like. Depends on the day.
Certainly, but over 1,500 metres, yes, well, when you were dropping down from the steeple and that kind of stuff, the steeple is one where tactically it's probably not the same. Like in the 800 or 1500 you can go, well, I'm going to sit back here, I'm going to come through, whereas the rhythm and sighting the barriers and all that kind of stuff comes into the steeplechase, and you can't really stroll around in the steeplechase. You have to kind of commit to running a decent pace.
Yeah, I suppose you do, although I've run a few I've run a strolly steeplechase here and there. It can be a long way home.
It doesn't count if that's as fast as you can go in the day. It just happens to be a poor pace. That's a different situation.
It makes the barriers very difficult when you're not going very fast.
Yes, that was my point.
But still, a nice wind-up finish in the steeplechase is still nice too.
Yeah, and certainly one where, as we get our drone, a shot of the drone, and we get a shot of the cameraman on the drone. It's all gone very Inception here. Who knows, Shutter Island, who knows what reality we're actually in anymore. As we get into the reality that is the women's B 1,500 metres. So in this one, I think you've got the sheet there. You go for it.
Thank you. Okay, women's B 1,500. We have Caitlin Hughes, Aoife Murphy. I'm not sure what Phelim is trying to tell me. Angeline McShane, Alana Cooley, Lucy Clinton, Anne Jones, Freya Woodhead, Rachel Gibson, Kyla Mariana, Alva Morgan, Holly O'Brien, Darcy Clark, Anya Gilhooly, Sarah Gilligan, Laura Chute, Katie Keown and Nia Byrne.
Certainly, we're underway here, and these athletes are all getting stuck in over this first 100 metres. We're going to try and get a good idea of our pace here. Our pacemaker's gone to the front, and it's all gone single file already, so we've got an orderly setup here for this women's B 1,500 metres. As we get in to this first 200, we're going to hit it in approximately 33 seconds. So we should see that slow a little bit. We had 71, 72 in the last race at the 400. So hopefully we see something similar here. You can see the Dublin City Harriers vest there, I think, in second. And try and get a handle on exactly who that is. But we have lots of representatives from Lagan Valley here in this one, and they're all getting stuck in. We have the pacemaker going to come around now to that 400 meter mark, and it's a little bit quicker than our previous race. We've got 68, 69 seconds, and it's Lucy Clinton there who's in second in the race and first overall if you discount the pacemaker, which, considering I have a pacemaker next to me, we never discount the pacemaker. They're very important. They're the most important athlete in the race. They can make or break the race. But Lucy Clinton is making a break for it here. Now she's sitting in behind that pacemaker and leading the field virtually. And I think just behind that, my eyes are deceiving me perhaps, but it looks like a Clonliffe Harriers vest sitting in third place there overall. As you come into the home straight here, it is 338 or 3.
Alana Cooley, maybe?
Yes, I suspect so. Yeah. 319. Yeah, and yeah, she's sitting there in third place, but it's still.
Sorry, 319 is fifth place, so I've got the wrong Clonliffe in third potentially.
Yes, it is.
Laura Chewett.
Laura Chewett in 330 there is sitting in third, and in fifth you're telling me that we've got Alana Cooley in fifth, so really strong field there. North Down AC in there as well. Rachel Gibson, probably better known as a 800 meter runner, but stepping up out the 1500 meters. She's sitting there in fourth place. Pacemaker still leading us out for the moment. And potentially going to go even further for us here. Might even get to the kilometre mark or beyond the kilometre mark. And going nicely at the moment. We have Chewett there in second. Gibson now is making her way up onto the shoulder as well. So we've got these three are away here. Pacemaker doing a great job going as far as possible here. And possibly even all the way we could have a classic Pacemaker winning the race type situation here, as we have 330 that is confirmed, Laura Chewett, and just behind there Rachel Gibson. And then we have a little bit of a gap then just beyond that to our Clinton from Waterford AC and Alana Cooley then from Clonliffe Harrier. So a bit of a gap has grown there to the rest of the field. So it looks like it's going to be Chewett and Gibson, and the Pacemaker. It's continuing to drive on in this one and may even get up beyond. We're at 1200 metres there now. Could be the longest pacemaking effort of the day. So fair play to her. The Gibson and Chewett will have to give a bit of prize money afterwards, because she's gone a long way, and even a bit of an applause there. Real solidarity there for the Pacemaker, but it is Gibson who's gone around Chewett here with 200 metres left to run. We're on 4 minutes, so we could see a really positive run here. Pacemaker still going and encouraging Gibson all the way to the line. But will she even try and race her to the line at this stage? She may as well. And it is Pacemaker followed by Gibson, followed by Chewett. Gibson comes into the home straight. Pacemaker drops out. The longest pacemaking job of the day. Gibson into the home straight. She's driving to the finish. Chewett in just in behind. Really strong running here from Gibson all the way to the line. She's going to run probably something around 4:35 here, and she's accelerating to the line here. We see her running over the line. North Down AC's Rachel Gibson with the win, 4:36, and Laura Chewett then in second, about 4:37, 4:38, and a serious battle on here for 4th, 5th and 6th. We see third crossing the line there, and a whole slew of athletes crossing the line at the same time. So an impressive field there, but great run from Rachel Gibson.
Yeah, really good, and really good pacemaking from I'm not sure who, but she did a great job.
She did a fantastic job. Is it Anne-Marie Nielsen from who's in the 1500 earlier, or am I completely?
I think you're.
It's okay. You can say I'm wrong. You go for it. But an impressive pacemaking job nonetheless. Putting the rest of our pacemakers to shame, some might say. It's impressive work. So we are on to the 1500 meters C for men. This is followed by the D race, 1500 meters. Then we've got a 4x4 mixed relay. which will be good fun. And then we're on to our 800 meter international men's and women's races. So plenty more to come over the next half an hour or so. So we're scheduled to finish in around 5:36 because those women are going to run 2 minutes.
Yes, we have Aaron Shorten left a shot there in the St. Lawrence O'Toole. Joe Ryan has been down in that position there, one of the coaches there. I mentioned Keane McPhillips earlier, that's his coach there, looking after his other stable. As we see, as you mentioned, the Gilade smiling Eugene O'Neill there.
I want to just question just before we get into the field. Eugene O'Neill has just been finding himself in the background of the shot all day long. All right, he's got the sunglasses, he's got the gilet on, and then he's just following the camera. Oh no, I'm on camera again. Eugene, get out of the shot. That's all I'm saying.
It's a skill. So another big field here in this 1500.
Yeah, so in this one we've got Philip McGee, Jacob Comeck from Locan Harriers, Oren O'Hare, Paul Carty, Richard Thomas Patterson, David Gormley, Conor Sherwin, Thomas McStay, Noah Harper, Aaron Shorten, Daniel Dines, Fintan Campbell, Barry McCarthy, Matus Wannick, Jack Dunnigan, Cormac McDermott, Drew Donahue, and Aidan Benjicar from Clontarf Harriers. So a really, really strong field here for the men's C 1500 metres.
Another big field, yes. So again, Pacemaker is back out. See, can he drag them out? Aaron Shorten has sprinted out with gusto, but they'll want to settle down now as they go through 100 metres, 12, 13, 14 seconds. So they're well on pace. 15 seconds per 100 would give them a 3:45, and I'm not expecting a 3:45.
No, and I think we've lost an athlete already there. I think it could be Philip McGee from Letterkenny AC. Stepped off the track within the first 100 metres, so may have been spiked or maybe pulled up with an injury, but we are one man less.
Yes, Jakob Siamek from Lucan is in the virtual leader to say behind the Pacemaker, followed by Mullingar Harriers, and then Aaron Shorten there, and then Lagan Valley, North Down and Dublin City Harriers. As I mentioned, Jack Donegan there, one of the Donegans at Tullamore Harriers, Nadine and Danielle Donegan's brother, so he's up on deck.
Yeah, another family affair there. As you see CMX there in second place overall, the Racool schoolboy. Won the 4x4 at the West Leinster Championships as well as his own individual events. So he's certainly had a sparkling start to the season.
Yeah, he's won national medals over the triple jump as well, but I think Fintan called out 61 seconds for the first 400. So again, a lively start. Probably going to start settling down, and the concertina, or the well stretched out field, might concertina back together as it were, but they are still in a single file.
Yeah, Conor Sherwin there then in second place, then the Mullingar Harriers man. Third, as you see it on screen, 3:98 there. He's just settling nicely, looking very relaxed there in third overall. Lagan Valley AC's 4:08 there, that is... no, it is not, I'm wrong. It is Noah Harper, sorry, my apologies there.
Noah Harper's been prompt and seen, and he's moving up nicely now, the Lagan Valley man, as the pace is starting to drop a little bit. 2:03, 2:04, 2:05 through 800. So 61 followed by a 64. Again, a lot of these guys were riding checks. Their body couldn't cash early doors as the field starts coming a little bit back together.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than the realisation, particularly in an 800, of, oh no, I've ran too fast. But it looks like our man from Lagan Valley there, Noah Harper, is still full of running. Conor Sherwin then just sitting in behind, and Jakob Siamak there is losing a little bit of ground on the man from North Down AC, who is Richard Thomas Patterson, as the pacemaker drops out. But yeah, 1,000 metres gone through there, but we've got a lap to go. We've got a huge field here. Everyone's still together. 4:08 is Drew Donahue from Bray Runners AC, who featured strongly throughout today.
Drew Donahue,
Yeah.
James Gormley.
But it is Harper here with a lap to go. He is the leader, but you've got probably 8 guys sitting in behind, all looking to take their shot. Conor Sherwin will be the first man up. to try and take him on down the back straight. DSD athlete in there as well is David Gormley. He's going to try and take a shot as well. But with the North Down AC man, Richard Thomas Patterson, looks like he's got the most amount of running left in his legs. Candor Track Club.
Paul Carty.
Paul Carty is going to get stuck in there as well. He's going to try to hold on to that group. He's going to go onto the shoulder of the Lagan Valley AC man. But it looks like it is Sherwin and Patterson in the lead here. And they're going to take it out with 150 metres left to run.
Yeah, around the curve they go. Patterson, the North Down man in the yellow and blue, has moved into contention. Not sure if he's related to Mark Patterson, a former North Down stalwart, over 800 metres, but he's got the stride. And as Sherwin comes in from Mullingar Harriers, can he get it again if he drives hard enough? I think Patterson just held on. Could the Mullingar Harrier have driven harder to the line to take that victory?
It's hard to tell. It looks it'll be a photo finish, but it looks like it was the North Down AC man Patterson, I think, should hold on to that one. But yeah, close
but no cigar. He certainly held on there, and no guts, no black pudding, but they went out fairly sharpish there. 61 again. It's a funny, the races are kind of running funny, as it were. The kind of races seem to be going out okay, and then they slow down quite significantly in the middle of the race. Even other races that seem to have been better evenly paced. Whatever is happening, the pacemaker seems to be 2 or 3 yards ahead, and looks like the pace is going on, but it's actually slowing down. So none of the athletes are actually getting on the pacer and pushing the pacer on. So it's kind of just lagging altogether, and then this is where you're getting this effect of the pack being bunched together, and it looks like the pacemaker isn't necessarily doing their job, but it's kind of a funny between the two kind of version that nobody is, as you mentioned, Nick McCormack earlier, there's no athlete really brave and strong enough to really get on the pacer, and for a pacemaker to do their job sometimes you've got to be on the heels clipping. If you leave a pacer a yard, they're going to lag, they're going to drag the pace, and they're half waiting and wondering what does the field feel like, and what are they doing. And especially in these windy conditions, it seems to be a lot of stalling, whether they're nervous of the wind, and then when the race gets going, then they're, whatever the athletes have done, they don't seem to have been particularly able to bounce forward and get it going, unlike maybe Ben Pattinson in the men's 15, and then Melissa Courtney Bryant, obviously, well, she just got at it and was able to maintain.
It could be an aspect of it being early season as well, so a lot of athletes maybe haven't got the confidence or desperation of later on in the season of I'm going to have to get after this because I want to run my personal best, and I've ran 5 bad races in a row.
Istvan Sogi's lining up the pace, but there's an element of them all wanting somebody else to do the work for them, that this is a fast track and the Belfast Classic are run a PB, but to run PBs you've got to make it happen as well, not wait for somebody to.
If you want to run fast, you got to run fast. Rian Collins, Alex Ainsworth, Jude McGann, Oisin Mara, Dallin Curran, Liam O'Driscoll, Tommy Arthur, James Kelly, Ronan McAree, Josh McDowell, Owen O'Grain, Niall Murray, Stephen O'Hara, Jack Quinn, Charlie Gunawara, Dylan Clark McGuigan, Aaron Murray, Liam Arthur, and Johan Schmidt from Bray Harriers, or Bray Runners AC.
About Schmidt, Jack Nicholson was in that one, but this man is a young man. That was about an old man, and it's a young man's game. So Istvan Sogi, the Hungarian, not bad for these lads. You're pace by an Olympian, as Eamon Chrissy said. There's Olympic pace makers here. 2021 in the 1500 metres, European indoor finalists before as well, top 8 in the 1500 indoor. So look, you've got the luxury of being towed around by an athlete who knows their onions, and hopefully they're rhythm.
Yeah. We've got James Kelly there sitting in second place overall, and we've got just behind him the Leavell AC man Liam O'Driscoll. So he's sitting in nicely there in that yellow vest. So Ratot in second, Leavell in third, and we'll get a handle there. I think that's a Lagan Valley AC man. I think it could be Tommy Arthur there in third place, but I'll get an exact idea who that is. Is that Ace AC then just sitting in behind?
It is, and that's
we have 2 of them.
Nave in green, yeah.
Niall Murray or Owen O'Grain. We'll get a handle on
that. It'll be Owen O'Grain. O'Grain, our Irish, which should be better.
Yeah, we've got an Irish teacher and we've got a man called Phelim here, and yes, we're struggling with that one. And I went to a Gael school.
Can't see the fodder, but we have our Ratot man just right on Istvan Sogi. He is really stringing along. Nice bit of wind. They are striding sweetly. The 2 Lagan Valley, 1 in the white shorts, 1 in the red shorts. Crusaders next, followed by Galway City Harriers, Clonliffe Harriers, and Waterford AC in the blue, just in that nice line. So they're going to be around 2:10 through 800 metres, 2:09. So good pace making. Istvan Sogi now dragging them out again in the ace singlet. That's O'Brien. He's looking good there, as we still haven't deciphered that yellow of Leva. We'll attend to that later on the Dulux colour scheme.
Yeah, we'll need to get an official commitment down from the Leva AC board as to what colour it exactly is, but it's certainly noticeable anyway. And he's sitting in third place here on your screen as Sansogi there is coming up towards a kilometre, and I suspect will take his dues. And we've got our man from Ratoda AC, James Kelly, in the lead. Liam O'Driscoll from Leva LAC just there in second. 4:16 is Tommy Arthur. He's going around into that third place overall. And 4:21 is Niall Murray from Ace AC. So he looks full of running there on the back straight, but he's left a little bit of a gap. Liam O'Driscoll there in second. James Kelly from Ratoda in the lead at the moment.
Yeah, there's still a lot to play for, and there's a chasing pack that somehow might come into play. Probably a little bit too much track to run. Can O'Grady, he's going to make a move with 300 metres to go as well. But Kelly has stolen a march, as it were. The ace athlete is moving down the back straight. Has he another ace in his pocket?
Up his sleeve, in fact, but it looks like James Kelly has too much of a gap for the rest of the pack here. He's really motored on that back straight and given himself a little bit of an easier run in here with 150 metres left to run. It is Kelly entering the home straight. Yeah,
Kelly looks like he has it sewn up. There's two of the chasing pack are moving into second and third. We've got a Waterford man coming out on the outside. Arthur is digging in, but there's no doubting our Ratoath man. We've seen a bunch of Ratoath athletes compete throughout the day, but Kelly, he's just going to be a shade outside. It's going to be a 4:01, probably around a 61 second last to 400. Nice second place finish there.
That's Rian Collins in second place, and the Waterford AC man was Stephen O'Hara, 4:22. There were strong finishes there in the end from those
They ran
athletes.
a brilliant last lap. They were storming through, come up to the bell lap and really got it going as Ace, Denor, Annadale Striders and Bray runners round out this 1500 4:23 unofficial to round out that race.
Yeah, that was the 1500 metre D race. So we are on now to the 4x4 mixed relay.
Should we go back to a mixed commentary just to get it back to correct? Ronan is going to take a break, I think, to even it up, and then we'll be back to our international 800 metre races. So 3 to go. A 4x4. Michelle, you famously ran in a relay.
We actually discussed this earlier.
Well, it's back on.
Traumatised.
It's
Still
back on
traumatised.
it's back on the discussion table as we have a 4x4. It has well over 1 million views. I don't know how many, and then multiple millions probably across all the different YouTube channels. But it was a famous race where the line was the depths of hell. Ronan Duggan, it was a kind of another incident, a classic Ronan Duggan moment. He carried the commentary for multiple hours, and then he stepped in for the closing line from the depths of hell when Phil Healy was just basically announced herself as able to run the 400 metres. Came from a good bit back, catching a steeplechaser on the line, as it were.
I announced myself as very much not a 400 metre runner.
That was in the university championships, where you get everyone coming out for their colleges, a bit like the National League. You see the varieties doing a steeplechase, a 4x4, and a mixture of events in a good environment. And that was a viral, probably the first athletics in Ireland, a viral moment anyway, as Phil Healy stormed to victory and into being an internet YouTube sensation. So the mixed 4x4 on this list, we have North Down, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. Michelle has mixed through the papers. We don't have the names of the start list, but North Down, Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland. So we'll have a look trackside, see if we can pick a few of them out. So we've had a bunch of relays. We had 4x1s earlier in the day. We have our mixed 4x4. normally the 4x4 kind of rounds out a programme internationally and domestically, but there's still going to be our 2 800-metre races, still 2 top races to go to round out the Belfast Classic. Meet director Eamon Christie, and we are nearly there. 3 races to go, 1 relay and 2 individuals. It's nippy up in the stand. Our cameraman is doing some calisthenics. Terry is doing some calisthenics to keep himself warm.
Because I've stored his blanket.
Yeah, we've acquired his blanket to keep the warmth going on the commentary here at the Mary Peters track. So nearly ready to go, lining at our teams. We have it. Let's see the lane draw again. We can see the Welsh runners, North Down, Scotland. Again, some of these guys will probably be looking for some Commonwealth Games standards, which is on in Glasgow this summer. So not that many opportunities sometimes for these relays, and some of the other races like a 10,000 metres kind of become extinct on the track. So good to have opportunities on the track here at the Belfast Classic. A lot of the women's 10,000 metre runners, their times haven't counted on the road, and Eilish McColgan is one of those questioning the fairness of that, which is a reasonable point. It's not going to be very many women's races on the road that are going to be all women's 10k road races, whereas the lads obviously are going to be able to run in these road races and gain the advantage, or to get advantage essentially from running into higher end shoes. And with the Highgate 10k not on the cards again this year, it's been very difficult for athletes to get a 10,000. So similarly, these type of mixed relay opportunities, either you're good enough to go to the World Relays, but particularly for Scotland and Wales looking to come in the Commonwealth Games, you're not going to get that many chances. So great to see Eamon Christie putting on an opportunity here for the Northern Irish, Scottish and Welsh teams. And North Down, Rachel Gibson is making a quick turnaround. She's been on the scene for years and has been running well. She's won that 1500, her 1500 race, and now is back for a mixed relay. So good to see the game and willing club athletes still getting out there racing and not overly worrying about performance at all times. Get out racing and get stuck into the sport. So we're nearly at a conclusion, waiting for our starters orders, and then we'll be into the 800s. Can we see another sub 2, and will we see a 144? I think it's going to be challenging for the sub 2 today, and even for the 144, but certainly there's some good caliber athletes here just to round out the program. Again, that wind is kind of a crosswind swirl. It's hard to know what the wind is exactly doing at times again, which I think is kind of upsetting the apple cart in terms of the races and the consistent pacing. Okay, so just 5 minutes over, but it should be coming back in touch. Fintan Riley is back on the infield commentary. You can see Keith McClure there, who takes a lot of the photographs there. He's in his yellow high-vis vest. Amongst photographers, he's a mainstay at this meet, and seen him at multiple international races and meetings as well. We see Henry Jonas, he's just off camera, but he's going to be one of the main players in this international 800. He had a great run here last year, so we'll be hoping to replicate that. We'll see, can we get it going again here at the Mary Peters track in Belfast. So Michelle, we have our North Down in 3, Scotland in 4, Wales in 5, and Northern Ireland in 6. Do you want to call a winner even off? We don't know.
I'm going to call Wales. I'm going to say they've come on a mission and they are going for the win.
I think that's a decent shout. We've seen the Welsh athletes, Hannah and Joe Breer, run well already so far today.
We'll find out soon enough.
We will, as we can see here, that drone. It always sounds a bit like Honey, I Blew Up the Kids or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Those two movies, that type of noises. Back in the day, that movie. So away they go. North Down in the yellow, Scotland in blue, looking to make their move. Michelle, you've called the Welsh team. They are starting nicely. I think that is Joe Breer starting as well. And then on the outside is Northern Ireland. So far, so good for your call. Going down the back straight, Wales are well smooth and clear into the lead. So again, rounding out the bigger stagger as well in the 4x4. So we'll see the field might come back together a little bit closer, but Wales are absolutely flying. Looks like Joe Breer there is really nailing it down. We saw him in the 200 metres, I think it was, earlier. So here he comes, steaming down the straight. CYMRU, the great Welsh nation. We've seen them flying the Commonwealth Games down through the years with Colin Jackson and the lad. They've had some famous wins. So your call, Michelle, so far is looking good. They are well and clear. They are now going across the stagger and going down the back straight.
With about 20-25 metre lead over Rachel McCann then from Northern Ireland.
Rachel McCann is making some good moves. As Fenton Riley said, she was in the World Relay Championships in Gaborone and Botswana, closing up some nice ground. So she's absolutely rolling here to try and get Northern Ireland back into the mix. But I think that could be it for the Northern Irish team after Rachel McCann. But here are the Welsh running strongly, still have a good 30-40 metre lead as they change over. A little bit of a tangle. McCann hands over. Scotland, can they get themselves back into the mix? North Down are rounding out our four teams. And Wales still steaming. We still have to see what's going to happen next, but it looks like Wales have this as Scotland are making good waves into second place. But it really is a solo run from the Welsh team. So again, how close or how much under 3:20 can they get? So 2:22, 2:23 in the clock. So they need to run off a little bit more. That was a better change over 2:26, 2:27 on the clock, so probably won't get under the 3:20, more like a 3:25, or how much can they get under the 3:30 anyway? So Scotland running well down the back straight as well, but there's just far too much for them to do. There's a good 50 metres between them. Rolling around the curve, we've got our drone shot. That's a nice shot just to take in that kind of splendid isolation that she's in, and we can see that distance between Wales and Scotland. And now coming into the home straight, Fintan Riley will call us home here as well. 3:10 on the clock, so probably be a shade over 3:20, but can she get under? She's having a good run. She will get under 3:20. I was wrong on the changeover, got my maths wrong. 3:18, so that's a pretty good run. That's a what, 3:20s around the 50 average, is it, I think? So again, maths could be well wrong, but they'll be happy with sub 3:20. As North Down are now going to come in and round it out. I think that's Rachel Gibson just to round out the North Down outfit. Again, they'll be well under 4 minutes. Again, a tidy time for a club team in a mixed relay.
After a 1500 win.
Exactly, yeah. So 3:54, 1600 metres. Not bad. 3:54 miles. So Wales, you were right, Michelle. You called the victory early doors. They were on a mission. They got the job done. So the relay is over. Now we have our 800 metre races. Sarah Calvert, I see her down there getting ready to go. Not sure if she's still in the Birmingham, still a Birmingham University student, but that's where she has been based. So as we said, Abigail Ives is out. We still will be looking for some of our other runners. Is Jenna Brommel there? Is Alex O'Neill there? We'll have an eye out. We see our pacemaker there. Anyway, I see Sarah Calvert. Tahisa Malanga is one of our runners listed. So,
Yeah, I don't see Jenna or Alex down there yet anyway.
so we'll keep an eye out. So we've had Hannah Cameron, Vanessa Sconay, Louise Shanahan. I don't think is running either. I met her coach from Cambridge. I saw her father on the back straight, but I don't think she's running either. So look, there's been a couple of dropouts, training camps and injuries, but Calvert, I think, is Eamon was kind of fancying her as the pre-race favourite, judging off that, and I think that could be Malanga then in lane 2. So we'll finalise that. Michelle's going to hand over to Ronan Duggan. Got this international women's 800.
Excellent. We
are missing a number of bodies. Myself and Michelle were kind of doing I Spy with my little eye. Are any of these runners actually here?
Always difficult to tell, and then you have to figure out who they are on the line. But I went down and got myself into the sun for a moment, which was lovely. I met Charlie O'Neill as well, who won the B 1500 metres.
Was he pleased with his performance?
He was. He was also surprised he was credited with the win in that race, even though we thought he lost. So he was
a joint victor.
Take it.
Why not? We'll take anything that's going. So again, looks like we have Hannah Cameron, Vanessa Sconay, Sarah Calvert. Sarah Calvert is in 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 runners, 1 pacer. So last year in the men's 800 there was only around 4 or 5 runners, and it proved to be successful. So it might also work in their favour. On one level, the less runners can.
Yeah, particularly over 800, where if you've got a big field and somebody cuts your stride or something like that, then you're in a bit more bother, whereas the lesser numbers, actually, everyone knows what they're doing, everyone's here to run fast, and fast they will.
Yeah, so Calvert has gotten out aggressively. She's going to get right in behind the pacemaker. Now, unfortunately, the wind is after really whipping up here at an inopportune moment, but they are rolling through the first one, 27, 28. So again, this should settle down. Hopefully still aiming for a 59-second 400 metres. So they are away and clear. Calvert is on
the charge for sure. She's really got after it there. Sarah Calvert from Livingston and Edinburgh University, a very famous running town is Edinburgh these days. And she's really got after it there. And nearly the back of the field, just get a handle of it as she's gone for a 1:37, who is Alex O'Neill there.
No, Alex O'Neill.
Well,
so our pacer is off, so some of them are gone, but we have Sarah Calvert to the 4.
So we'll find out exactly who that is. But is Sarah Calvert still there into the back straight? She's storming up the back straight. She's striding along, driving those arms and getting after it here with 250 metres left to run.
Hannah Cameron is on the back of Sarah Calvert. Calvert has shown great strength over 1500 metres, winning UK titles, making some big leaps forward in the last year or so. So 1:30 at the 600 metre mark. Can she have the strength? Can Cameron summon the strength of Scotland? And that Braveheart moment, but doesn't look like it as Calvert gets 2 or 3 metres. Can we see a special moment once again at the Mary Peters track? Can we get a sub-2, or is it going to be a shade over? It's going to probably be touch and go, Ronan.
Yeah, Calvert's getting after it though here. She's really striding into this home straight. She's driving towards the finish. She's going to be really, really close. Sarah Calvert here, not going to make it under 2 minutes, but going to be the winner here at the Belfast Classic. She's around 2:01. Calvert wins it, Cameron in second.
Yeah, and I think the wind has turned and nearly blown straight into their face in the home straight. I was hoping they might get a bit of a wind on their back, so that wind has turned and twisted and nearly stuck the knife into these runners, unfortunately, in that women's 800. But Calvert will be pleased with that effort, particularly when she steps up to the 1500 metres. And again, to borrow a phrase of Jerry Kieran, I think she could probably do a good 3k and 5k by the looks of her. She's got good potential going up the distances, and obviously she's good at the 800 there. I think she's got a sub-2 in the bag there again this season. in more favourable conditions.
Exactly, and it was unfortunate there that it did pick up because she looked full of running there.
She did, yeah. She still looks happy. You know, sometimes when you're running well, anyway, you'll be happy with your
lot.
With your lot. I think the main thing is to run well, and looks like Archie Davis is jumping back into pace this one. They're kind of looking for that 50-51. He should hopefully get a bit of speed work here. The Brighton and Phoenix man, as we see, Justin Davis made his name. We've the Higgins twins, one of the Higgins. I think it's Ted is running in the 800.
Yeah, so Jack Higgins. A full field here. Andrew Thompson, Guy Learmont, William Rabjohns, Henry Jonas, Callum Dodds, Jack Higgins, Justin Davis, Tom Randolph, Tom Keane and David Race.
Tom Keane will be one to watch out for as well. He's done a good bit of training with Jake Whiteman, and he's run well in the indoors. And Guy Learmont, we've seen him in the 800 metres for at least the last decade. He's a bit of an old Mark English kind of.
He's been around a long time, yes, for sure. He's 144, 73 man at his best.
And he still looks wonderful down there. He's in all black and in the Nike spikes. The Scotsman, the flying Scotsman, he's hoping to
be chasing a Commonwealth game standard as well as a European standard as well, I'm sure.
He's trying to get himself back in the game. I think he's based in France a lot now.
That'd be that's a good option, I recommend. Last race of the day, we've the under-23 bronze medalist from 2021 as well, Tom Randolph, on this one, 144.88, man at his best. Justin Davis, and there's a 144.35. And we also have
800. Last race.
Large man at 144, and a 336 man at his best as well. And David Race in there, 145.66 in 2023. His name is an antronym, which is when somebody has a name that makes them similar to their job. Usain Bolt, it's a similar thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I looked this up the other day.
Well done. And we saw that Gateshead Harriers singlet, famously the Gateshead Harriers Stadium, where I saw recently on the Athletics Weekly Legends, I think Brendan Foster was on. He got the track built and made, and he said, if we get this track sorted, I will run a world record. Put himself under pressure, and he did deliver. He ran like 7:32 or something like that back in the day, 7:36 at slowest. So it's a good thing to do. I've had fanciful ideas that I've never been able to back up, but Brendan Foster has been a leading light in athletics as an athlete, Olympic medalist and world record holder, and famously now runs the Great North Run, which is his birth child as well. So he's Big Bren, as he's been affectionately known, and he's a hero of the old school Irish athletics aficionados, him and the likes of Dave Bedford. But we've got a few lads here looking to restake their claim and have made their name. Callum Dodds
from Great Britain there, yeah, in the centre.
He got a chance here one day, and he said, you've got to deliver here, and he came and he delivered, and he produced.
Yeah, 144 man at his best. So it's a really strong field here, Phelim. As you said earlier, if you're running 146, you're not getting in. It's 145 at least. The slowest man in the field is the North Belfast Harrier, Andrew Thompson, at 146. Which, the fact that I said slow and 146 in the same sentence.
So Thompson, Learmont, Rabjohns, Jonas, Callum Dodds, as we mentioned, Jack Higgins, Twintastic, Justin Davis has also excelled here on this track. Tom Randolph, Tom Keane will be keen to impress as well. Archie Davis is going to get out and try and pace here now as well. The Brighton and Phoenix man is going to fight his way out, but he will settle in. Yeah, and Learmont going well there on the inside as well. So really strong start here. They're gone through pretty swift. 23-24 seconds for the pacemaker. The field then probably just half a clip behind. Yeah, they're half a clip behind, and this is the danger. As we mentioned last year, there wasn't as many runners. Davis kind of checked his stride, and he's going to have to come around, which he is doing on the outside in his purple and yellow of New Balance. You can see the tall, rangy runner trying to get into the position. Archie Davis has stolen a yard or two as they are now closing in.
Yeah, it's 191 there. It's Henry Jonas there from Norwich. He's got into second place, as you see it on the screen, with Dodds just behind, and we're flying through that 400-meter mark with Dodds there in third, Jonas in second as the pacemaker is going to step aside, and he does, and it is Jonas in the lead, Dodds in second.
And Davis lurking on the outside. Can he make his mark once more? Tom Keane is now taking closer order. He was a little bit further back at the start of the race, but he's coming strong. Dodds makes his move with 200 to go.
Yeah, Dodds into the lead. Randolph getting up there as well. And it is Dodds in the lead, Jonas in second place. Dodds looks like he's going to try and recreate that 2024 where he ran 144. He's entering into the home straight here. He's pumping the arms. They're in to the hardest part of the race, the last 100 metres. Dodds is flailing, and it is Jonas, the 191, flying up there. The Tunbridge AC man is
Higgins.
Jack Higgins on the outside, Phelan.
Can he get the Hurricane? He can't get the Hurricane, and Jonas is on 145. There was a lot of changes there. But Higgins, the twin brothers, have been running up a storm in the last 12 months. Ted and Jack Higgins both have run sub 4 minute miles together. Not bad as twins, and won medals and British titles over 1500, 3000, dropping down to 800 metres. So Jonas will be happy with that. The Jonas brothers, but he's only one, Ted Higgins. And yet I digress. So that is the end of the action. Looks like 145. We might pull up a live result on that one, as Bill O'Hurley would say, live.
Yeah, I'm not too sure whether we'll have that exact result up yet, but certainly an incredible run there of 145, we reckon. Particularly, as I said, the conditions have changed slightly there in the last 20 minutes or so.
The wind has turned, and the
we don't have those results up yet.
Bitingly cold as well. So Henry Fisher won in 147.21 in the A race, so we'll get that another look at this international. So again, a few more bodies means a few more checks, and then runners checking their stride and also doubting themselves, being a little bit less aggressive. But 145.76 is the winning time. We're waiting for the rest of them to come through, but that's a pretty good run in these conditions, so he'll be happy with that.
Yeah,
we'll hand it over to Michelle now as well in a second. What's your kind of performances of the day? Anything that...
Oh, it's hard to... There was so many good performances earlier on, but Azu in the...
I was thinking of zooming around the track.
Yeah, Azu in the 200 is probably the race of the day for me. Incredible run from him, and then we just had some brilliant races throughout, some fantastic battles, even if not necessarily even in the international race, just brilliant races throughout the day. So I have to say Azu in the 200 for me is certainly the race of the day, performance of the day. An impressive run. Phelan, yourself?
I'm just trying to draw up that, what was that women's 1500 metre time. I thought Melissa Courtney Bryant was, Michelle Finn was kind of going to go for that one, but that one kind of stood out just from a visual point of view. But we'll give that one to Michelle. So if she's going to go for that one, I will... what will I go for?
This is similar to you when you're in a shop. Melissa Courtney Bryant was 4:04. It was in fact a Mary Peters track record.
Yeah.
Possibly the 3K earlier on with also Mary Peters track record, international men's 3K.
I was thinking that men's 3K was good with Jack O'Leary and
Henry McLuckie won it.
Henry McLuckie was plucky. Yes.
Callum Morgan with a brilliant run there.
There was a number of good runs there, and even Diarmuid Fagan, a young man making his mark in 8:01, came up for 5th. So yeah, let's go for the men's 3K. Michelle, you're happy with your... That's Courtney Bryant. Would you like to say it on air officially?
We just swapped mics just so I could say this. Yes, Melissa Courtney Bryant is my number one for the day. So went with the pacemaker and kicked off. Great run.
Good aggressive running. So I think we're ready to wrap up here on another day at the Belfast Classic. Terry is happy. I think Paul and the team are happy. We're going to keep talking for a second just to... We're all happy. We're listening on our earpieces here as well.
For the closing.
Okay, yeah, so we're ready to wrap up. We've called our races of the day, or athletes of the meet, as it were. So Ronan Duggan went for Jeremiah Zoo. Assuming we're in the track, Michelle Finn went for Melissa Courtney Bryant, and I went for the men's 3000 as I recall again. But there was plenty of great races, plenty of great performances. When you're watching a race a minute, it's always hard to remember, but Henry Jonas wrapped it out there today with a 1:45.76. The Belfast Classic in association with SportsShoes.com and all the other sponsors and brands. From myself, Phelan Kelly, Ronan Duggan and Michelle Finn, it's been nice to see you nice.
Whereas today he looked like he was
it feels like
head up and moving forward.
It feels like it's a bag. He makes the best of a bag. Like, he pulls it out the bag.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you don't want to keep doing that. No, it doesn't. No.
That's why I came here early, so I can just